folks at home, that was Zach's ass. Live. Hope everybody's having a wonderful night. You are watching Ike Live. We are in the brand new studio. Sitting to my right is the wonderful, amazing co-host of Ike Live. You also know him as the crust of the show, Pete Gluszek. Pete, how you doing tonight?
It's wonderful to be in the new studio, man.
The new studio.
Little kinks, little bumps.
Kinks and bugs, but in the long run, I think this is going to be a big, important change for us here. A lot of things we can do here in this studio that we couldn't do other places.
I think I see that, like zooming and...
We have some great visual ability here, audio ability. We have two producers that aren't very good.
Facts.
But it's going to be a great show.
Yeah.
We got a special one, Pete, besides being in a new studio. By the way, to let everybody know, we're calling this new studio space The Lodge. So this is going to be known as The Lodge. So we're officially giving this one a name. So it's just not the Ike Live studio. It's The Lodge.
That makes sense. We never named the other studio.
We did name the other studio.
I like the name.
Right, so we have a name. We got a great show in store for you tonight. A very special, probably I'd call it a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to be in a room with anglers from across the globe, from across the world, that have the same passion that we all have in fishing, Pete. So we've got the fishing travelers with us tonight. I want to go ahead and introduce these guys, and we've got two sitting at the table, we got two on the couch, and we're going to rotate as the show goes on tonight. Sitting to my left is Peter.
Yeah, Peter.
Want everybody to meet Peter. Peter's the man. He actually orchestrated this trip, and we're going to talk to him a little bit about that. Also, to my right, sitting next to Pete Gluszek, we've got List in the house tonight.
Hi, everyone. I'm Liz from Taiwan.
From Taiwan.
Yeah.
I love it. Okay, so Peter and Liz from Taiwan, and then two amazing guys sitting on the couch, and we're going to get them up here on the second segment, and we've got, here we go. Look at that. Wow, it actually happened. Yeah. Nice job. We've got, sitting to my left, we've got Shota sitting in the couch right now. Shota, how you doing tonight?
From Japan.
Good to meet you. Shota from Japan. And last but not least, definitely not least, we've got the one and only, and this is what I like about this guy. He's got multiple names. Max, Maxim, Meflik. Max, how many other names you got that we can say tonight?
No matter, Mefik. I'm in. Russia in.
Yes! Okay.
Check it
Max
out.
from Russia. We got a great show, and we're going to be really diving into, in these next couple hours, we're going to be talking to these guys about fishing internationally. We're going to be talking about this culture of fishing that's not just here in the United States. You know, Pete, I know a lot of our viewers, I think, get jaded and think the only fishing is here in the States. It's only bass fishing. But fishing is an international culture. And we're going to be talking a little bit about that tonight. That's exciting to me.
It is. I spend a lot of time on YouTube.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of you guys do.
Yeah.
And it's you get to see guys all over the world fishing, what they fish for.
Yeah.
And I've got tons of questions for these guys.
Me too.
About what it's like in their part of the country and
Yes.
and the trials and tribulations. I know the things we struggle with here. Like fishing rights, being able to get access.
Oh, we're going to be talking
water
about all that.
access.
Yeah.
How do they deal with that?
Conservation, pollution.
Conservation, yeah.
A lot of commonalities we're going to hear tonight, whether you're in New Jersey or Texas or Taiwan or Japan or Russia. We deal with a lot of the same issues, and we're going to hear about that tonight. So that's exciting. Before we get the show started, Pete, we've got wonderful sponsors that support the show and make it possible. Want to give them a rundown real quick. Of course, Mystery Tackle Box. We will be doing a live unboxing tonight with these guys, with the Fishing Traveler guys. We're going to be doing a live unboxing, and my phone's talking, but I know what she's saying. Also brought to you by TH Marine. Pete, of course, the makers of great marine products, from John boats to canoes to full-size bass boats. Liquid Mayhem, if you like scent, if you use scent, give it a try. Flambeau, they're the makers of great tackle storage systems. Great way to store your tackle. Keep your hooks rust-free. It's very important. brought to you by Dr. Squatch Soap. Listen to me. Don't use a girl soap. Use a man soap, man. We all smell like fish right now, don't we? Peter, we smell bad.
Yeah,
We've been in the
yeah.
truck for 3 days. We smell really bad. Go smell Max. He smells terrible.
I smell like tuna spirit.
Tuna Spirit. Dr. Squatch's great soap. It's manly soap. It's really awesome. Primal Urge Foods. This is a monthly box of meat sticks that comes right to your house. We used this during our trip the last 3 days. Kept us going. Meat sticks. Also brought to you by Tackle Warehouse. Everybody I know shops Tackle Warehouse, of course. And Real Snot. Man, you want longer cast, Pete? You want less problems with your line? Better line management? You got to try Real Snot. You got to. You know it works. It's amazing.
Matt from Real Snot weighed in like a 25-pound bag at the BFL that Kimmel was in recently.
Wow.
Just under 25 pounds.
Wow.
After a crummy first day down at Lake Seminole at the BFL Regional, he jumped right into the top 12 or top 10 to make the final day with a 25-pound bag, sporting his Real Snot jersey.
It's amazing. Wow, it's his giant
Congrats.
bag.
Well done.
Congrats. Well done. And last but not least, Ike Live is brought to you by Founders Beer. We've got a refrigerator over here loaded with Founders. We're going to be drinking Solid Gold tonight. We're going to be drinking All Day IPA, a little Green Zebra. Who knows what we're drinking tonight?
Mosaic Promise.
Yeah, a little Mosaic in the house tonight. It's going to be great. Let's get this show started. Before we do, let me remind you that we want you to chime into this show. If you've got a question or a comment during tonight's show, you want to ask these guys something. You want to ask Peter or List or Max or Shoto a question, or you want to ask Santa Claus something about a gift you want.
It's that time.
Hit us up on the IM, the instant messaging. It's right there next to your screen. We're going to have Riz put them through. So please, we want to hear from you tonight. Also, if you're watching on Facebook tonight, we want you to like and share the feed. If you like and share the feed on Facebook, you're going to be put into a drawing for one of these packs right here. And this is the Ike Live gift pack. We're going to pick a name during the third segment tonight, and you can win this thing. It's loaded with all of the great Ike Live sponsor products, all in this cool little backpack bag. Also, skipped over probably the three most important people tonight because it's actually given us the ability to work the show. Back on the board tonight, working the IMs and other stuff, we've got Rich, a.k.a. Riz, a.k.a. Rizzo, in the house tonight. Rich,
What up?
good to see you.
Good to see you too. Glad to be in the new studio with some new friends.
Yeah.
Going fishing tomorrow.
Yeah.
Hyped about that.
And we're going to talk a little bit about that,
I'm going
too.
to work tomorrow.
Yeah, Bry's going to work.
Yeah.
Bry's,
right.
are you doing grout tomorrow? What are you doing, Bry?
A
Spackle.
mantle.
A mantle.
I'm going to dismantle a mantle and then remantle it.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah,
It's a cool
no,
project.
Fishing's cool.
Oh, fishing's cool.
Man,
Okay.
Mantles blow.
Yeah, and of course, Brian the Carpenter producing the show tonight. Brian, this is a little stressful tonight.
Oh, yeah.
New studio. We got some little issues here and there.
Yes.
But the bigger
However.
picture of this new studio.
Yes.
Give me your thoughts.
I'm very excited.
Excited.
Yeah, I was excited when I got here at 1 o'clock to get accustomed to the equipment. And at 7:10, I finally got behind it. So there was some other fellows way better at this than I am that were working through the problems. And, well, we got some of it.
All right,
We're
let's
here.
let's put
There's
this
still more to come.
Let's put this in perspective.
Yes.
How many Ike Live shows have we completed in the last 5 or 6 years?
This is number 99.
99.
Yeah.
Show 99 tonight.
Party like 99.
Yes, and we've weathered the storm over these years. 99 shows.
And we're still dear friends.
Yes, we're still friends. We've weathered the storm.
Most nights.
We can weather this storm. It will only get better. Think of it. A year from now, we'll be up another 50 shows. So
right.
we're just going to keep going.
That's right.
And so many people hung with us through our technical difficulties. I mean, we started, 35 minutes?
Yeah,
late?
you want to give some of them guys a shout out?
Yeah, I do, because they were on the board. I let them know that we were having tech issues. You did, and they
Yeah.
hung with us. So, best fans in the game. We appreciate you. New York Chris, JP Hyde, G3 Billy D, Wawa Hoagie Lady, South Jersey Bowie.
Wawa!
These guys Wawa. Chad in Canada, Loaded for Bass, Justin, Zach Walker, Pete's Not, Slater, Jerry from New Hampshire, Justin, Minnesota Ben, Mike P, and many, many more. We appreciate you guys.
That's right.
That's awesome. All right, it's going to be a great show. Let's get it started. Before we start the show, we want to thank our military, men and women, active veterans. Thank you guys for what you do. It's a crazy world. Also want to thank firemen, want to thank policemen, want to thank EMT. Thank you guys. Thank you for your service. We really appreciate it. Let's get down to this, Pete. I'm excited, and I think the place to start, there's a lot of people watching tonight and saying, who are these guys? How did you meet these guys? I think it's a great place to start. So, I got to do a show a few years ago called Fish My City, and it was a really great opportunity not just to fish other countries and other species, but it was a great opportunity to meet new people, to meet other anglers from other parts of the world, and make friends and learn about fishing in other places. So I met 3 of the guys here tonight originally from Fish My City when we shot in Taiwan, and it was amazing.
Yeah.
It was really, 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 really amazing.
Yeah.
And I think I don't know, but you guys travel
Yeah.
just as much as I do. When you go to a new place,
Yeah.
there's a little bit of intimidation. You're a
Yeah.
little intimidated
Yeah,
because
yeah.
new language,
Yeah.
new, food,
Yeah.
culture.
Yeah.
Fishing is different
Yeah.
species.
Yeah.
So there is intimidation a little bit, right? You're a
Yeah.
little nervous sometimes.
Yeah. Actually, it's so nervous, but this is what we do, and we think it's very fun. I think about it. If you just go to the older place fishing again, and you are the local king.
Yeah.
But when you go to the totally different place,
New
just
place.
like 3 or 4 days,
Yeah.
I feel I don't know nothing. I know nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing. I just like today for the whole bus there, and I don't know how to do it.
Right.
Until you teach me the tips, and I know. Oh.
Yep.
Yeah, so that is why I can get
Yeah.
a big bus.
Yeah. And Pete, I mean, I think that's something that all anglers experience is intimidation on going to a new place. When you take it globally, you're even more intimidated, know? This is something you've never fished for before. It's a place you've never seen. You know what I'm saying?
That's one of my favorite parts about fishing.
You like that.
I love that. Like, you know how we would fish against guys locally that would become a specialist
Yeah.
on the flats.
Yeah.
Or they would become a specialist on Lake Apacon
Right.
in our area. And that's all they would only fish there
Yeah.
because of the intimidation.
Yeah.
Right? I think because when you go to a new body of water, you're challenged. Maybe you're a superstar on this body of water.
Yeah.
And you're kind of a beginner on a new body of water.
Yeah.
And it's not quite as much fun in some people's minds. But to me, I love that.
You like being the student.
I love
you like learning something new.
I like looking at a body of water with fresh eyes.
Yeah.
I like not listening to people like the doc talk
Yeah.
and the experience, the thrill of figuring it out
Yeah.
on your own.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't like the part when you can't figure it out on your own and you wish you'd have listened to the guy at the
Yeah.
dock,
Yeah.
But I get it, but it's like, you put your boat or you get on a bank and you're looking at a new body of water for the first, you don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
And you're full of enthusiasm and excitement. I love that part about it. And I think these guys do too.
Yeah.
To travel around and fish like they do.
Create a new adventure. And I got to tell you, when I went to Taiwan, when we were filming Fish My City, I was intimidated and I was nervous. But you guys made me feel very comfortable. You really made me feel comfortable, And so I got to fish with Max for African catfish. African catfish.
Great.
Yep. We had a great day. We caught some big ones. And I was nervous and intimidated, but you calmed me down. You showed me what I needed to do. You showed me the techniques. And I felt at home.
Right.
Then I fished with List, and we've on this boat that's like this crazy boat.
Yeah.
Gone to fish bridge pilings, which I'm like, man, I can do that. But we're fishing for sea bass,
Yes.
and they act different than smallmouth. They act different than the fish that I fish for. But you calmed me down. You made me feel comfortable. You showed me the bait. You showed me the jigging technique with that lure. And same thing, Peter. Same thing. I didn't know how to snakehead fish.
Yeah.
Every snakehead I'd caught before that was an accident. Northern snakehead here by accident, not targeting them.
Yeah.
So you made me feel comfortable, and that was awesome. And I want to tell you guys, I appreciate that. It made me feel really, really at home that you did that. So thank you. Thank you.
It's
Nice
our
experience.
honor. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I appreciate
But
that.
I have to say, you are the all the angle we guide. You are the master smart guys, because sometimes we tell some special things, they don't believe it. Just
Yeah.
like do you remember for the sea bass,
Yeah.
Tansu River sea bass?
Actually, we have
Yeah.
a lot of friends from all over the world.
Yeah.
They come to Taipei
Yeah.
and do the same thing, and we teach them the same thing, but
Yeah.
they cannot catch.
Right,
It's not the easy stuff.
right.
Yeah.
It's hard. It's hard. It's not. Yeah, it's hard to just get off the plane,
Yeah.
see something, then duplicate it. It's hard to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very
Because-
difficult.
You ever notice that some guys are harder to teach? Like some guys
Yeah.
are open
Yeah.
Open-minded.
open-minded,
Yeah.
and they accept it, and other guys are stubborn.
Yes.
And you, no matter how you try to help them and teach them, say you got this technique can really work and can
Yeah.
really help you, but
Yeah.
it's hard to break through that sometimes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And
Keep
that-
throwing the
that's-
shaky head.
Shake it, Black Senko.
Senko.
There is one thing that need to mention that because Mike, of course, he got a lot of champion, but he still listen to others
Yeah.
how
Yeah.
to fish.
He's so
Even like
humble,
we nobody,
Yeah, yeah.
but we just like locals,
Yeah.
and he listened to us and even like absorbed it and
Yeah.
use his original
Yeah.
technique
Yeah.
to do so. Of course, he got fish. Yeah.
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 It's
Yeah.
really important.
Yeah, and that brings up a good point, and I want you guys to chime in on this one too. It's that techniques cross over, and it's a big thing. I think too many anglers, a lot of people watching this right now tonight and listening to this, think that if you're a bass angler, all you can fish for is bass. If you're a trout guy, all you can fish for is trout. If you're a saltwater guy, but if you're a good fisherman, you can cross those
Yeah.
techniques over.
Yeah.
Shota, would you agree with that? Because you're a,
Because my fishing started as bass fishing, to be honest.
yeah,
It's, now I'm mainly fishing for trout. But I used to fish for bass and sea bass.
yeah,
Then, as I'm traveling more country, then like I said, I got to know about more techniques or more knowledge from locals as well.
yeah.
That's really true.
Crosses over. Max, would you agree with that? You've caught a lot of species.
I like experiments.
Yeah,
Anyway, I fish all time.
yeah,
But anyway, I listen, guys. Susquehanna River.
you learned something.
Yeah.
Yeah, you tried stuff that you knew, but at some point, you want to open up and listen and learn some new stuff as well.
And I got
Yeah.
on the first cast.
Yeah, exactly. All right, we're gonna get more into that later because I want to go over our adventure, but let me keep going. So, met these guys in Taiwan, in Taipei, doing the Fish My City show, and
Now, did you meet these guys like you're filming and you met them on the bank?
No.
Did you get hooked up with local fishermen before you went?
in advance.
Okay.
So the Nat Geo production team found you guys, and a lot of the research they did was through social media and videos. And you guys have some great content out.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that's sort of how we met. So they found you through posting YouTube.
YouTube.
Yep.
Yeah.
And YouTube and
Yeah.
and it's that's a whole nother topic, but it's bringing the fishing cultures together. Rich, what do you got? Oh, I saw that. Okay.
Yeah, I got something. No, a lot of people on the message board are saying that they miss the old chairs to see your crossed legs crushing your jewels.
Yeah. Well, they're still crossed. We might have to put an under the table cam in here
Give me a minute. Let me see what I can do.
at some point. Okay.
I got to say, I can see you, like the rigging from all the old gear. prevented. We were having to look around.
Oh,
all
I
the
know.
bars
I know, this
to
is
see each
nice,
other.
isn't
Yeah,
it?
you get direct eye contact. It's
Yeah,
cool.
we could
Yeah.
actually mess around with each other like this.
I can smell the founders on your breath. and I'm looking around and I'm looking over at Stockel,
Yeah.
BTC, and it reminds me of like Tim the Toolman, the guy that talked over the fence.
Yes.
Wilson.
Oh yeah,
Is that him?
Yeah, yeah.
But-
That's interesting. We might have to figure that out as
Yeah,
well.
I feel like Kilroy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. We designed this whole entire studio to get rid of the glass, and now it's like we're looking through glass again.
Virtual glass.
It's awesome. Yeah, I gotcha. So the other thing I wanted to bring up is when I was in Taipei, we had very little off days. We had just, I think, in a 9-day shoot, they only gave us 2 off days. But my one off day, I think it was Peter. I talked to Peter, and Peter said, "Hey," he said, "Do you want to fish on your off day?" And I was like, "Do I want to fish on my off day?" I'm like, "I'm in Taiwan. I'm in Taipei. I might never be here again. Do I want to fish with these guys? Abso-fucking-lutely, I want to fish with these guys." And the crew couldn't believe it. You remember Rob and those guys? They couldn't believe that on my off day, I was going to go fishing again.
Yeah.
But it was such an amazing opportunity, and I could tell these guys were fish heads, I could tell they loved it as much as I do. And they just honestly love to fish.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, there were no cameras.
Yeah.
There was no production. This wasn't for TV. It was just us. It was just us together on this amazing adventure in Taiwan. And we went a lot of places. How many places did we hit? How many places did we go? 3?
3.
3 at
3
least.
places. Yeah, there
Yes,
was
free.
Firm, the pond,
Rice field.
and the
yeah.
river.
Rice field?
Yeah.
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 And I think maybe after 7 or 8 hours, we got nothing because it's the wrong season. Even for me, for the
Super
snakehead,
tough
I
fishing.
mean, even for me, I think for snakehead is easy for me, but in winter, hard.
Right.
I don't believe you
We were
can
there in
get
the
it.
cold,
So
yeah.
in the last minutes, my friend just passed 3 points for me,
Yeah.
and I just passed the photo to you.
Yeah.
Which one you want, and then
Yeah.
you choose one of land, and then we go that. And amazing. I mean, you use the chatterbait.
Chatterbait
It
for
was kind
snakehead.
of last cast.
Last cast. Never give up. Never give up moment. Yeah.
Always last cast.
Always
Yeah,
last
always.
cast. Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah, but it was amazing because it was really it was like you meet new people, you go on these new adventures, and I saw the passion that you guys had for the sport. I saw because it's the same, it's like looking in a mirror
Yeah.
when you see somebody with the same passion.
As I remember, why you know short time, because we know the next program is London, and
London.
one of the target is pike.
Yes.
And I think when I studied in London, I think my master who teach my
Yeah.
fishing the pike, only one person I think is Shota.
Yeah.
He's a Japanese, but he's quite a pro angle in London for the pike.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you see how this connection is working? It's like I fish with these guys. The next show was in London, and Peter was like, "I got a guy in London. We know the best street fisherman in London that can help you." And so then I started texting with Shota and calling Shota to find out these points in London. And it's really it to me was opening up my eyes to what this fishing traveler is all about. And this is a good segue. I want you to explain to me. Most of you guys are wearing the T-shirts. List, Peter, you've got it on.
Yeah.
Talk a little bit about what is Fishing Traveler. List, you want to jump in? What is Fishing Traveler? Explain to people watching what Fishing Traveler is.
Actually, just like the word, like fishing with travel.
Right.
Yeah, when you when you go someplace, a lot of people will travel for tourism, right?
Yeah.
For gourmet.
Yeah.
Why not for fishing?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Because I'm lucky to travel around the world.
Yeah.
And study abroad.
Yeah.
I also study in UK, and I've been a lot of years in China
China,
Vietnam.
in Vietnam.
to
Yeah,
Indonesia.
Yep.
yeah, and some other place. So when I in that place, and because I love fishing,
Yeah.
so in that place I want to know about fishing in that area
Right.
and the special species
Yep.
in that area.
Yeah.
So and Peter and I meet in Taiwan, and we just fishing like pickleball and some species,
Yeah.
and we actually we get used to it, and we know that kind of knowledge, and that stuff is like, for me is like maybe we already get used to it. We want to jump out of this because Taiwan very small,
Yeah.
and it's an island, you know. If everyone know, Taiwan is island, but the world is very big.
Yeah.
And
It's a
a lot
big.
of
It's a big place. Big
Yeah.
place. The world is a big place.
Yeah, and many uncertain things
Yeah.
you can to explore,
Yeah.
and the fish species,
Yeah.
like
Endless.
you can
Endless.
you can collect how much
Yes.
Yeah.
fish species.
Yeah.
For initially I am do freshwater fishing, but now recently I do ocean jigging.
Yeah. Everything. Fresh,
So, yeah,
salt,
everything.
brackish.
Dry,
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
I learn more.
Yeah.
Yeah, I learn more.
Yeah.
And and more happy.
Yep.
And like Pete say about dark things, dark stuff. I think in the world everywhere
Yeah.
have like this negative thing, but why we don't like thinking and doing positive?
Right.
Yeah.
Cel-
And just- yeah.
Celebrate the
Yeah.
sport of fishing. Celebrate, you
And
know, this thing that we love.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
share take relationship with
Yeah.
angler all over the world.
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
That's
that
what I
and,
think.
and that's what I love, Pete. I mean, it's been done in so many other genres. In, you know, other professional sports, baseball, football, golf, campers have done it. You know, every walk of life.
Jeep owners, you name it.
Jeep owners, right. But now, you know, a social network
Yeah.
of like-minded
Yeah.
individuals that are passionate about fishing
Yeah.
Yeah.
to help each other, to spread the word. Dude, how awesome is that? You know what I mean? It's so great. I mean, we do it with the Bass University through education, but these guys are doing it worldwide on a global scale. That's just cool to me, man.
I think it's neat, and to listen to you talk about it was interesting. Do you have like a list of species that, like,
It's a bucket list.
Bucket list, like you. Okay, I caught a tarpon. Check it off. I caught a sea bass. Check it off. I caught a largemouth. Check it off. Do you check off your list?
Yeah, I have. Before I don't have, because I just like go that place. Oh, find it. It's new species, and I want to attend. But now like information are getting more and more like clear, and people do like this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So you know about like some amazing species
Yeah.
in some amazing
Place.
place.
yeah.
Yeah, like some I told Mike about golden
Golden Marshall
Marshall
in
in
Indonesia.
Indonesia. No, in India.
India.
In the
Yeah.
mountain,
Yeah.
Himalaya mountain.
Himalaya mountain.
Yeah.
And some like big
Just I say that just like last month I go. Oh, I think that another good thing is about the relationship, because when I know the Shota and we know each other maybe 7 years or 8 years, and last month and he guided me to the Hokkaido in the very very deep mountain. About you need to drive about 6 or 7 hours,
Yeah.
and no for the it's a deep mountain, no signal, and to find a very very secret fish. And I think it's called Ito. Ito. It's a Japanese taimen. It's very, very dream fish. Even for the Japanese angle, they
Yeah.
cannot get this one. But how lucky I am. Shota take me in, and after I got a small one, but it's for me, it's quite hard.
Yeah.
I mean, even for Japanese, they cannot get this one.
Yeah.
It's very, very good experience.
Yeah.
It's all about experience
Experience.
and the share.
Yeah, and that's cool. So the fishing travelers are helping these guys connect and expanding the horizons.
Relationship.
Relationships and expanding horizons. I can tell you that for me, that bucket list that you talk about, Pete.
Yours has got to be.
Dude,
your list
it's-
has got to be.
It's a very
so
important
big.
thing. It's a very important thing.
Crossing off the species.
Crossing
Yeah.
off the species. You know, you put a check. You know, you have your dream list, and you start checking them off. We're going to talk a little bit about our adventure in a second, but when we were in the car driving, the truck driving,
Yeah.
we had some great conversation. We're like literally for an hour, we're driving and we're talking about what's your top 3 that you haven't caught. What's your top 3? And you know, you start talking about talking about this fish in India, and I'm like, holy shit, I want to catch that thing. GTs in Australia. I mean, a sturgeon in the Pacific Northwest. Like all these amazing things that I'm like, I want to do that. You know, I want to learn it, and I want to cross it off my list. That's what the fishing travelers are about. You know, and I love the mindset of it. I love the mindset of it, man. Makes me excited.
How do you join?
How do you join? Can anyone be a fishing traveler? Can anyone join this group?
Request.
Join this group.
Can they send you a Facebook request if we have guys watching right now that say, I wanna be part of this group? How do they do it?
Let's go.
Actually, we have the Facebook group.
Yeah.
It's like all like people all over the world. Some are guy, some are people searching for a guy and searching for a not relationship. Sorry.
Yeah.
Searching for a like angler who can like make each other to go some trip, and I think we can like gather all of the information and we can
Share information.
share.
Yeah.
And maybe you need to pay, but we have a clear information and make each other match each other.
Yeah. Yeah. That's awesome. All right. So if you're watching right now, just go to the Facebook page. It's what's the exact title of the Facebook page?
No, just fishing traveler.
Just fishing travel.
Traveler. Yeah.
Okay. Go there. Check it out. You want to join the group? You can join it. That's awesome. How you doing, Brian? Everything good? Okay. You just gave me this weird look.
Yeah, everything's good.
Just
We're
go-
working out some sound issues, and while
Oh.
we're on that topic,
Yeah.
Peter and Lisk, we're going to need you to be closer to the microphone.
Yeah. Kiss the
Yeah.
microphone. Lick it.
You don't
Lick
got
the
to
mic.
lick it, but
We
we
don't
need you to
get
be
used
like
to
a
it.
little-
Just like a bass. I wanna
Yeah.
kiss bass.
It's like a bass.
Yeah.
I want to flash forward a little bit. So we met these guys a few years ago. And we're filming Fish My City. But we kept in touch. We kept in touch through,
Yeah.
I think through email
Yeah.
and through social media.
Yeah.
We were able to keep in touch.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, how could I get on one of these trips with these guys? A dream trip.
Yeah.
Like you're planning your next one. You're planning to Mongolia.
Yeah.
And I'm already thinking, how could I get in on this trip? I want in on this trip, and I talked to Max back when we filmed. And I said, we need to film in Russia. How cool would it be to film in Russia? So my mind was already working on how I can reconnect with these guys, but somehow we came up with a strategy
Yeah.
that you guys were going to come here
Yeah.
and visit me in the States.
Yeah.
And it was funny because I don't remember exactly, but remember we exchanged some emails
Yeah.
and I said, well, come here and I'll plan a little 4 or 5 day adventure and it'll be good. And like, I think a couple weeks later you got back to me and said,
Yeah.
we're coming.
Yeah.
And I was like, cool. I'm like, this is awesome.
Well, when Mike just say yes, we don't think about too much. Even we don't know which the place. I say maybe New York. Yeah, it should be New York. New York is a big capital, so we just book the flight to the New York. But sorry, we don't know the New Jersey.
That's okay.
So that's why we fly to the New York. Yeah, and there's a trip is awesome. It's amazing. All the fish and all the experience nice for the fly fishing and the small mounts bass and strip bass.
Yeah.
Nice, just good.
Yeah,
Good.
it was good. It was good. So, Brian the Carpenter, you'll get a kick out of this. So, when these guys said they're coming, I had to figure out, I wanted to figure out the best fishing I could plan within a radius of the Northeast. You know what I mean?
Yes.
in such a short period of time, 5 days is not a long time. It takes out the big travel trips, you know, like Florida. If we had 2 weeks, we could do Florida. We could do Louisiana. You could do those things. But I had to come up with a schedule where you could fish, drive, fish, drive, fish, drive, and come up with this plan, because I wanted an adventure for these guys. I wanted them to have an adventure to the United States where you guys had an opportunity to see things you know you don't get to see
Take them to Camden.
What's that?
Just take them to Camden.
I did not take them to
Tomorrow.
Camden yet. Tomorrow.
That would be an adventure.
Tomorrow
Fish My City,
we'll be
Camden?
yeah tomorrow possibly Camden.
Fish My City, Chester.
Chester's a good place too, but we came up with a plan to fish, and I want to run down the whole adventure for you real quick. A airport pickup at JFK at like 9:30 on Thursday night, and then just a really rapid succession of fishing sessions, experiences. First one was Salmon River, which I had never been at, for a salmon, steelhead, and possibly some rainbow and brown trout mixed in. From there to Connecticut, to the mouth of the Connecticut River, a place you know, to the mouth of the Connecticut River where it meets the Atlantic Ocean, to fish for stripers, bluefish, maybe some albies, tog, and black sea bass.
Is that the same sea bass that you guys catch?
Different sea bass.
Totally
Really?
different.
Totally different.
Wow.
Totally different.
Before, okay, I have to say, Mike sent a very, very detailed plan to us. And when he writes something about striper, and he write, tap water, you need to take some tap water. And as I remember, for just like striper should be some sea bass or something. So we think as our experience should be some vibration or some minnow or something.
Yeah.
Tap water, no way. Tap water it's harder to catch.
Yeah.
Right? But when we go to that trip for the striper,
Yeah.
we use our way. You will bite, but maybe 5 or 10 casts one. But when we change to the tap water, oh God, just casting
Big explosions.
one casting, one bite, boom.
Crazy.
It's crazy.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy. Amazing. And then from stripers, Pete, another drive to I wanted them to experience smallmouth. And you think Thousand Islands, you think Lake Erie, but I want them to experience smallmouth. And we went to Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, probably one of the best smallmouth fisheries in the world, to let them experience that.
That's awesome.
And then
This time of year, especially.
yeah, and then to end it, and we're experiencing it right now. One day here at the lake at home to let them try to catch some of these unique species here, and then the grand finale of the trip, the Delaware River. And I know you love that place.
And what are you going for on the Delaware? What's the target species there?
Well, target species in Delaware are definitely some bass fishing. We want to catch some bass, but we want to play a little bit too and try to catch, catfish, stripers, hybrid stripers, maybe a snakehead, maybe a bowfin,
How about a Delaware River whitefish?
maybe a Delaware River whitefish.
Yeah.
Shout out Robbie Will, caught one the other day, and he touched it.
Wow. Wow, he touched a whitefish.
Yeah, Robbie Dubs. There you go.
Wow,
There's your
that's
shout
interesting.
Hey, I just want to let these guys know, I've known Mike since, I don't know, it's about 35 years now.
Yeah, maybe longer.
out. 40, 50?
Never taken me to the Salmon River.
Any of those places?
So,
known him since he was that big, and I've never taken him
Yeah.
to the
yeah,
Salmon River.
or
That's
or,
funny.
Or striper fishing on the Connecticut? Or
yeah, no, just,
No, get out of here. We striper fished
yeah, we went out with Adrian
and bombed.
yeah.
Well, that's because he can't fish.
Wow. But anyhow,
Okay.
that's all I got.
Okay. But
No
anyway,
sea bass either.
yeah. But anyway, it's been. We still have a day left, but it's been an amazing adventure.
Yeah.
It's been an amazing adventure, and we got to experience some really cool stuff that I haven't even done.
Yeah.
Has it been a good trip?
Yeah. It's really, really amazing trip.
Yeah.
Yeah. Max, chime in here. Tell me how you feel about this trip so far, and it's not over.
I still say that I'm lost in time. I don't know which day now, which month.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
unbelievable. Lot of new species for me.
Yeah.
Lot of new techniques. Lot of new friends.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
That's awesome. I want to put you on the spot real quick, and I want to tell you a story. Bri, you're going to kick out of this. Riz, listen to this one. So today we fished on the home lake here, and there were a handful of species that you wanted to catch that you haven't caught before. There was
Right.
American yellow perch, bluegill, crappie, pickerel.
Pickerel. Yeah.
Really was high on your
Today
list.
my target was pickerel.
Chain pickerel, you really want it. And so you were excited to go out there and have an opportunity at those species. I was out with my son Vegas while you guys were fishing in the kayaks. And we were about halfway back in the lake. And all of a sudden, dude, I heard somebody yelling and screaming, just, ah! And I'm like, where am I? Am I somewhere that I don't know about? I'm like, is that me? Who the hell's screaming back there?
It was me.
And it was Max. And like 5 minutes later, I get his text
Yes.
of the picture of him holding the chain pickerel with this giant smile. And I mean, it made me feel good because I do know the feeling. For us, a chain pickerel, we've caught 8 billion since we were little.
I understand, but it's new species. For
New
me.
species.
Yes.
And it's exactly how I felt when I went to Taiwan. The sea bass I caught, probably not the biggest sea bass ever caught, but dude, I felt like I was 12 years old. I was excited. You know, the snakehead.
Yeah,
I've never
yeah.
caught those species of snakehead. It was all new. It was all
I
exciting.
remember when you get to the snakehead and they just yell, and I think maybe far away someone just go to see us. Just, what happened?
What happened?
Yeah,
Maybe fire.
Yeah.
yeah, very fire.
Call the police. Emergency. Somebody.
They're like, deport this guy immediately.
The whole country was so peaceful.
Yeah, just ruined the whole thing. But it's been a great adventure so far, and we got 1 day left, so I'm very excited about that. Let me remind everybody, if you've got questions or comments for what we're talking about, hit Rich up on the IM, and we'll get your questions through.
Yeah, I got one for you.
You do have a question.
Pete's Knot wants to know what's Pete's biggest Delaware River whitefish?
Pete, biggest Delaware River
double fister?
whitefish,
16 inches.
Wow.
16-inch Magnum,
Wow.
a Trojan Magnum XL.
They're out there. They're out there. Not easy to find.
Got to look in the corners of the Schuylkill. Corners they tend to bottle up.
Check his GPS for coordinates.
Yeah.
What's your symbol?
You know, I haven't seen them lately. Like they were real prevalent. Like when we first started fishing the river, and
That's when the AIDS epidemic was big.
Yeah,
It's not as.
they're the filters. The filters.
I don't know.
The filters on the wastewater treatment plants are keeping them under
Could be
wraps.
keeping them out.
They're
That's
doing
right.
a better job. Thank you, guys.
That's right. All right, I want to switch gears here before we take our first break, and I want to get to know you guys a little bit. I know your fishing life. I know that side of you, and it's amazing. But tell me a little bit about yourself, Peter. How did you start fishing? How did you get into it?
Well, I think when I was 10 years ago, and my father just want to give me a birthday gift, and
Yeah.
he gave me a rod and a reel, and I just start my fishing. And
Wow.
also my home is near a big lake, so that's why when it's on the weekend, I just can go fishing there. And
Yeah.
just like, I mean, it's not just start. I mean, for 5 and 10 years, it's just you will keep doing fishing. Fishing is not it's your life. It's one of your life. So that's why when I go UK for studying, and I will just try to find the canoe, any fish there or something.
Yeah.
I just try to searching in the YouTube, and I just find the shootout.
And that's how you met Shota.
Yeah, and I see someone just. I mean, I live in the Milton Keynes near I think it's central London. And back behind my house a canoe, and I see someone caught a pike just
Yeah.
behind my home. So
Yeah.
I just text him. So can you guide me or something?
Yeah.
He just take me, and we got a pike. So that's why is my fishing whole life.
Yeah. Wow, that's awesome. All right, now what do you do now? What do you do for a living, Peter?
Now, you mean the work? Or,
Yep.
Yeah. I now I work in PwC, and for the we do some consulting things, just like digital transformation or something. But actually, it's very very high pressure working. So that's why when you have time, and sometimes my class just go back to sleep or something. But when I have the time, what I think is just go fish.
Yeah.
And you have the energy to do the work.
Yeah.
Again. Yeah. Just like
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Work hard, play hard. Yeah.
Now I want to hit you with one more thing,
Yeah.
and then we're going to talk the list.
Yeah.
Is it true?
Yeah.
You're a classical pianist. Is this true? You play the piano.
Ah,
Amazing.
yeah. I can play.
You're amazing. No, don't be so modest. You can really play the piano.
Okay. In Taiwan, I think maybe 50% people. I think 50% they can play the piano. It's
Yeah.
a trade. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, I can play.
You can really play.
Lisa can play. Yeah.
List, you can
Lisa
play too?
Yeah.
All right, so listen, Brian the Carpenter, if we get a piano up here in the third segment, is that good? Can we
Yeah.
get a piano up here?
Yeah.
Really?
Can we get a
Yeah.
Casio
Just
keyboard
kidding.
piano
I
up
mean,
here?
yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe we're
Okay.
cheater.
They can't even do the podcast, and I'm asking them for a piano.
We'll bring that in just in time for Fat Grant to check in with us on the show, because he said his wife made him miss the first 50 minutes of the show, so he punched himself in the face and called the cops on her.
Good job.
So we'll save that for you, Fat Grant, when you get back with us.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Brian, did you ever use that technique? It's great.
No, but I might.
You might. All right, List.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about your history in fishing. How did you start? What was your start in the sport?
Yeah, actually, my story is initially is the same as Peter, because we met in Lake because we are neighborhood actually.
Yeah. So you
Yeah.
met at that same lake.
The same spot.
Wow.
Yeah.
The same
Yeah.
place.
Very cool.
Yeah, and then I also go abroad for study
Yeah.
and fishing in Scotland.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then go back, and I'm very lucky to have the opportunity to working in Vietnam, and
Yeah.
I have 5 big vacation every week. No, every
Wow.
every year.
Every week. I was gonna say, I want your job.
Yeah,
I want your job.
every year.
That's what I want. I want his job.
It's like five big vacation, like 10 day or something.
Yeah.
So, I don't lose this opportunity to go abroad, to
Yeah.
go other country, and what I do is like I check like some sky scanner, and I find some cheap ticket
Yeah.
to some place, and then I travel too much, so I since getting boring. So what I want to do is fishing in that place. So it's a kind of adventure. Maybe
Yeah.
I go there, it's no fishing there because overfishing, especially in
Right.
in some area south of Asia, a lot of overfishing. But
Yeah.
sometimes you're lucky, you get a chance to find some good people, and they will introduce some good place and good guy
Yeah.
to go. And sometimes no guy, just friendship.
Yeah.
Yeah, they just share. Oh, I know a place. There's good fishing there.
Yeah.
And so we start to make it like fishing travel. Like because we too have like the same experience. Maybe I go to like UK or Japan, and I always go to like Thailand, Indonesia, Malaysia,
Yeah.
something like that. So
Yeah.
so we make it the fishing travel, and
Yeah.
we can do some film and do some picture.
Yep.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
arrange the tour. So
Yeah.
we make it fishing
Wow.
travel.
Yeah. Very cool.
That's our story. Yeah.
Very cool. That's awesome.
It is, and you know we've done that. Like when I got married in St. Thomas, you were there.
Yeah.
And we went fishing.
Went fishing.
You know, we
Yeah.
caught some yellow snapper. And
Try to incorporate it into places you go.
everywhere you go,
Yeah.
you take a day and go fishing.
Yeah.
But these guys, you're taking 5 weeks. You're going fishing for 5 weeks. My question is, this has got to be hard on the women, the relationship,
Relationship.
the marriage, the
Yeah.
girlfriends.
Does your girlfriend get mad when you go on these trips?
Yeah, so I changed. I
Look, Peter's choking on his own spit. That must be a yes. That's the universal answer for yes when you choke on your own spit.
so that's why I changed a lot of girlfriend.
I have to thank my wife. Very thankful.
Before the next trip,
No,
just punch
he-
yourself in the face.
You and Brian's ghost have something in common with your girlfriend. So.
No. Actually, it's just kidding. Actually, sometimes I will take my girlfriend to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, but sometimes it's not to make it because sometimes if you like go to Indonesia, like some small island just near very
Danger
remote
place, yeah.
place.
Right,
It's
right.
hard. The girl
It
go
is
there.
hard.
It's hard.
Yeah, there's no spa.
Yeah.
There's no getting your hair done or your nails done.
No Wi-Fi.
No Wi-Fi.
No 3G.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's tough. Now, Peter, does your wife like to fish, or does she just like that you like to fish?
I think, I don't know. I think she loves me.
Yeah, she loves you, so she loves what you do, no matter
That's
what it is.
why I have to thank for her everything. Yeah, everything.
Shout out to your wife. What's your wife's name?
Tina.
Tina. Shout
Yeah.
out to Tina.
Tina, thanks for you.
Yeah, I know you're not watching right now, but shout out to Tina. You can watch the replay or listen to the replay. I want to hit one other topic, and then Brian DeCarp. Yeah, one other topic, and then we're going to take a break. And you brought it up, List, and it's a great thing, and I know you've got some questions about it, Pete, which are universal issues in
Yeah.
fishing, right?
Yeah.
So whether you're in Taipei, Taiwan, or you're in Japan, or you're in Russia, or here in the United States, there are some fishing issues, good and bad, that are universal, right?
Yeah.
Overcrowded fishing conditions, you mentioned. You know,
Yeah.
over harvesting
Yeah.
is one. Water pollution
Yeah.
is another one. When I was
Yeah.
in Taiwan, we
Yeah.
talked about it a lot.
Yeah.
In Taipei, what are some of the bigger ones? What are some of the bigger issues that you see that, as fishermen, we need to address?
I think most people pollution, water pollution will be the master issue. But I think maybe 30% people they see about just water pollution. But what I'm thinking is about, because maybe people in Taiwan they don't really touch the water. I mean.
Right.
I mean, in Tanzania, I think you have been there. It's a very beautiful river, but yeah, some bait factory they just put the water on light river and
Just discharge with
yeah,
no
yeah. But-
accountability.
yeah.
Yeah.
But even for the police, it's hard to get them because when the heavy raining, they put the pollution, so it's impossible to get them. So what we
Right.
think is, if more people can touch the river and more people just come to the river to go fishing, and I mean, if you know, everyone knows the river. The river is just near your house.
Yeah.
Why you just go to the river for fishing?
Right.
And just like I need to thanks for Shota again because he take us for the Tokyo Bay Sea Bus.
Yeah.
Yet just 6 hours and you need to pay a high fee. So we get a sea bus and release it. So what do we think? If there are any big sea bass or monster there in Tanzania River, should be something. So we just start to searching. Okay, we are lucky. We got a 90 and a 1 meter size, big size.
Yeah.
And that's why National Geography they find us.
Yeah.
Yeah. But so we just think if it's possible, the fisherman, I mean the captain, the local fishermen, they can make money by this. By if we can take our angle, we can get fish. We can get a fish and we release it,
Yeah.
and the local fishermen can make money. It's
Yeah.
like a life cycle.
Yeah.
And just like the people that we are the official, we are not a really pro angle. We have our work, but we touch the river and we care
Yeah,
about
you
the
care
river.
about it. You care about the river.
Yeah,
You care
well-
about the fish. You
Yeah.
care about the environment.
So the river will be be good. I think if more people care about this,
Right.
and more people they think catch and release, and I think this is just a cycle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Raising awareness. That's a good one. I mean, that's something we deal with here, Pete.
Yeah, and there's no doubt raising awareness is key, and we've done a real good job here in the States. Catch and release is something that kind of was started here. How is that? How is catch and release practiced in the places all over the world that you guys fish, or or not so
no,
much?
I don't think so because especially in Asia, the fish equal to the food.
Mhm.
And some like we one of our dream fish like big GT, right?
Yeah.
Giant GT.
Giant
Yeah.
GT.
Australia.
But, yeah, but
What's a GT?
Grand Trevally.
Grand
Grand
Trevally.
Trevally.
Bird eaters.
Yeah.
Yeah, a giant GT for the food actually it sucks.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
Bad
nothing.
meat.
It's bad.
It's like a bluefish.
Yeah. But,
Gator,
Terrible.
a big gator bluefish.
Terrible. Oily.
yeah,
Terrible.
but for the angler,
Yeah.
wow, it's a
Oh, it's a dream fish.
especially for the like maybe 50 kg.
Yeah. Yeah.
A lot of people dream of it.
yeah.
Yeah.
So as I know, like Indonesia, they start to acknowledge this.
Mhm.
They know this is very we need to treasure it.
Yeah.
So it's just an example, but I think all kind of fish need to like trade like this, and
Yeah.
that's we can deal with everything like
Yeah.
the environment, and we can keep fishing in our place, in other place.
Yeah.
So like catch and release.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's the other bonus of a group like Fishing Traveler is that
Spread that message.
spreading
Yeah.
the message, you know,
Absolutely.
and people from different places
Yeah.
on common ground on what needs to be done. you
I've
know?
noticed that different people from different parts of the world actually obviously enjoy eating different kinds of fish.
Yeah.
Just because we think that something isn't a good eating fish, like bluefish, for example.
Yeah.
It's funny. I used to trade bluefish for gas in my truck. When I
Wow.
was in high school.
Bluefish for gas.
Yeah, the guy who owned, and he was actually my first employer as well.
That's
The guy who
awesome.
owned the gas station right across
Damn
the
it!
street
I wish I
from my
would have knew
house.
that. I would have kept more last week.
He loved. He was from the Middle East, and he loved bluefish. He had a way of cooking it, and I got to
Wow.
admit, the way he cooked it, it was pretty good. It was better than the way that we cooked it. And I
Yeah.
would literally bring him. Me and my dad would bring him coolers of bluefish, and he would hook us up with free gasoline.
Free gas.
Yeah.
Wow.
Can't make it up.
How about that? That's like a
about that?
sponsorship.
Yeah, I mean Shell. Forget his name. We called him Q,
Yeah.
but thanks. Shout out Q for the gas.
Shout out to Q for the free gas. All those years.
One Shell, White Horse
and,
Pike.
and sorry for all the bluefish.
Yeah. Sorry for the bluefish.
But another stuff I need to mention about. Actually, I agree catch and release, but I also agree that if you get a delicious fish, why not? I can take
It's okay.
the
to
fish.
keep
It's
some.
okay,
It's
but
to eat some.
you
yeah.
know some angler always uses to attack
Yeah.
other. I don't think it's but you need to treasure what you get.
Yeah.
You don't like
Don't
do
waste it.
overfishing.
Yeah.
Right.
Or sometimes if you get like in Taiwan, some elder people when they get some small fish because they use like light bait or some bait, but small fish will eat.
Yeah.
So they think, oh, they are stealing their bait. So when he got a small fish, they will put it on the ground.
Yeah.
I think it's bad. But if you want to eat that small fish, I think you take it back. It's
Yeah.
okay. But
Yeah, it is okay.
but
Yeah.
if you don't treasure it,
Yeah.
I think it's an issue.
Yeah.
But don't over like criticize to
Right.
Yeah.
take fish back. But
Yeah.
I think if you can take fish back and eat the gourmet, the delicious fish,
Yeah.
and you will more appreciate it.
Yeah.
So that's what I think.
Yeah. It's interesting.
Did you guys catch any salmon? Did you keep any salmon to take home and eat? Or
We caught salmon and we caught steelhead, and we released them all.
Did you?
We put them all back.
Okay.
You know, but again, there's nothing wrong with it.
Mhm.
But our mindset that particular trip was, you know, the fight, the hunt,
Yeah.
the chase, the fight,
Mhm. Sure.
and watching that fish swim away.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it was pretty awesome. All right, Brian DeCarpenter, in just a couple minutes here, we're going to take a break and we're going to switch our table mates here. Before we do that, Peter, I'm going to put you on the spot. Favorite part of this trip, of this adventure so far? Just give me one. Your favorite part of this adventure so far?
Okay, stripe.
Stripe.
Yes, stripe.
What, 1P or 2Ps?
Just 1P.
1P. 1P. Brian DeCarpenter. Striper has 1P. Stripper has 2Ps.
It's very
two.
confusing.
It's two. Yeah.
Very confusing.
Okay. It is confusing. All right, List, putting you on the spot. Give me your favorite, one thing that was your favorite moment from this fishing adventure so far.
I think smallmouth. bass.
Smallmouth.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pretty amazing.
Yeah. Amazing.
The fight was, isn't the fight unreal?
Yeah. I think it's not about a fight. It's out of my imagination. Out of my experience because I do some largemouth bass.
Yeah.
But this is my first time, but totally different.
Yeah.
Because weather condition and the situation all different. So this is my first challenge to get this fish.
Yeah.
Although I'm not get good fishing, but I learn a lot.
Yeah.
Yes.
Good. That's part of it. It's part of it. Successful trip with these guys so far, Pete. So it's awesome. All right, listen, we're going to take a break here,
Yes.
Brian DeCarpenter. We're going to take a little break. We're going to get some new refreshments, and we're going to change our table mates. We're going to bring Shota and Max up here. We're going to sit down. We're going to continue talking about this group fishing traveler. We're going to continue to talk about fishing as a universal sport. Hang in there with us when we come back. More Ike Live.
Like, you good, man? You know we're doing a video right now, right? I'm about to go down there and tackle that dude. Hey! Hey there, official world. What's shaking, fat cat dude, and coming at you? Listen, let's talk about something very important. And I'm not talking about Jack and Jaws Ripping Lips 2455 and Big Belly Kelly out of a brush pile. I found Primal Urge Foods. Ladies and gentlemen, what Primal Urge Foods is, it is a monthly meat stick box. Every month you get a box of meat sticks to your door. Retail is probably, I don't know, $30, $40, $14.95 a month. Now you can pick many different varieties. You can pick a surprise box. You get a little bit of this, you get a little bit of that. You get some 24.55 and 5 No, we don't like antibiotics. No antibiotics. And these right here, completely eagle free. Now the gas stations meat sticks you buy probably have eagle in them, they have rhinoceros in them, but we are Americans. America! We're not eating bald eagles in our meat sticks. Guaranteed none of these meat sticks have bald eagle in them. That's the #1 reason to buy these meat sticks. You want to get granddaddy a gift? Hey, you're dating a girl. Ooh, she fine as muscadine wine. And you want to warm up her hair. I'm getting excited talking about women. I forget what it's. Primal Urge, $14.95 a month. Monthly meat box subscription. It could be called a bombs box of meat sticks. You just do like I do, and every month the box shows up, and I don't know what's going to be in it, but they're all delicious. The meat right there. That is, I tell you what, that's something good right there. It's girthy. It's Fat Cat Newton, Primal Urge Foods. Please, Ike Live is the code, guys. Ike Live. Ike Live is the code. Okay. Primal Urge Foods. Ike Live is the code. It gets you $5 off a box. Okay.
4.5-inch drop shot worm, Bama bug. Finesse jig, PB&J, give me something hard. Hey, KVD here. Now, I didn't always know this much about fishing. It's 4-aught EWG worm hook. In fact, there was a time when I couldn't tell the difference between a jerkbait and a stickbait. But then I signed up for Mystery Tackle Box, the original monthly tackle subscription. And now I know more about fishing than I do about calculus.
And he knows a lot about calculus.
Plus, I get amazing extras like free fishing magazines. October 2016. Featured article, 4 places to throw a frog. Exclusive decals. zombie bass, and how-to videos for all the great baits I receive. How to tune a crankbait. Is that underwater footage I smell?
I got goosebumps.
So if you're looking to develop enhanced fishing abilities like me, or you just like getting new tackle every month, go to mysterytacklebox.com and get your box today. Ooh, live minnows. Is it lunchtime already? Nature's candy. Oh. Is he in my pocket?
Hey everybody, Mike Iaconelli here. I love fishing this time of the year. It's cold, it's winter, it's snowing. But if you want to prevent the buildup of ice, use Real Snot. Every time I'm fishing this time of the year, I put a couple squirts on all my guides, especially the tip, before I start casting. Try that tip when you're fishing under these cold conditions, and you're going to catch more fish. See you later.
There's a special place in our hearts for the tools of the trade. They're what we prep for a good day on the water. They're what we clean after a good day in the field. Flambeau's patented Z-Rust technology protects the gear of today from rust and corrosion. Z-Rust, for the performance of tomorrow. Preserve, perform, repeat.
You work hard to catch your fish. TH Marine has two products to ensure your fish survive. The Oxygenator injects 100% pure oxygen into your live well. That increases fish survival by 35%. For the perfect combo, add G-Juice Live Well treatment. It calms fish, stops bleeding, removes ammonia, and replaces slime coat. Get an Oxygenator and G-Juice and keep your fish alive.
Folks at home, welcome back to Ike Live. I hope you're having a wonderful Monday night. I know we are. Pete, very, very amazing, unique opportunity to have these guys in the studio tonight. Very cool.
Yeah, it's neat to hear about the different kinds of fishing. It's fun to hear about your trip that you had this week, you know?
Trip's been great. Trip's been so interesting.
I can only imagine. It sounds like you guys had such an awesome time.
Yeah, you would think the Ike Live crew would be called on to assist.
I know.
In the production of such a
we got to
fishing
give ourselves
outing.
a name like the Ike Live Fishing Travelers or something.
Yeah, maybe we need to.
We needed a name, apparently.
Now, Riz is actually fishing with us tomorrow on the Delaware.
Excellent.
So he is involved.
How did he get that invite?
I don't know.
I'm not sure either. I'm a little nervous about it.
Rich's schedule is a little more flexible than some of the other guys. So.
Understand.
He hasn't spawned yet, so.
And that's true. There is no spawn. There's no spawn. Let me remind everybody, if you've got a question or comment for anything you hear tonight, please hit us up on the IM. Also, if you're watching on Facebook, it's not too late to like and share this live feed. If you do, you're entered in a contest to win this amazing Ike Live gift bag loaded with Ike Live sponsors. Let's keep it going, Pete. I wanna continue to talk about this amazing adventure we've been on, and got two new guys with us. To my left, we've got Shota, and to my right, we've got Max joining us here at the table. Let me start with you, Max. What the hell are you doing in the United States catching all these fish? It's unbelievable.
How'd you get here?
I don't know. it's like just message from Mike, kind of. Guys, come.
Yeah.
And we just throw out everything.
Buy
the tickets, get them visa, and we are here.
Did you think when Peter first told you that there was an opportunity to come here to fish, did you think this was crazy? Were you like, no way, this is nuts?
I know only one thing. That is a new species for me.
All these,
new
a lot
friends,
of them.
New friends.
Yeah. Yeah. It's crazy. Crazy adventure. Now, I told you this the other night, and I think this is one thing, Pete, that's hard to deny, is when you watch anglers, when you see anglers fish, you can tell pretty quick whether they're fish heads, whether they have that instinctual ability to fish. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I saw it when we got to fish together in Taiwan. We fished for catfish, and I saw a little bit of it there. Then we went and played with snakeheads, and I saw it there. But this week, I got to watch you. You're a really good fisherman. You're really, really good.
Might be.
No. You are. Like, you have a really good eye for what to throw and how to present the bait and all that stuff. How did you get that? Because a lot of guys here in the States, they get that through tournament fishing. But you haven't necessarily ever tournament fished before.
No, never.
So how did you acquire
It's
that?
all about experience, guys. It's I just follow another anglers, see how they do.
Yeah.
It's all about experience, all about we studying, we teaching.
Yeah. Oh, talk to the microphone.
Yep.
Yeah.
We studying, we teaching. So
Yeah.
it's all about experience.
Yeah. Now, when did you start fishing? What was your first fishing experience?
I was 12 years old.
12.
Yeah, it's my hometown, small pond.
Okay.
And the fish is I even don't know the name of English name, Carassius, Latin name. It's like
Carayu.
It's like bubble.
Like a barbel.
Yeah, floating fishing. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Easy to get, but I was exciting. I get big one.
Yeah. So that hooked you.
Yeah.
That first
Yes,
experience
yes,
catching
yes.
that thing.
And after that, my aunt gifted me the first spinning.
Yeah.
From Germany. It's
Yeah.
unbelievable.
Yeah.
I get a big reel. Big. It's very big. It's very weighted. That's
Yeah.
Over 60 grams.
So there's just new equipment, this excitement as a young person, this equipment, like all that started to elevate your interest in the sport.
Yep.
Yeah.
For sure.
It's amazing.
What made you go fishing in the first place? Like, did your parents or uncle or aunt take you fishing?
Yeah.
Is
Dad,
that what happened?
My dad.
Your dad took you?
Yeah, we go fishing together.
Yeah, nice. That's all, and that's how it always happens.
Yeah.
That's how everybody gets introduced
a lot
to the
of
sport.
it is from your family early on. You get that introduction,
Yeah.
and then something happens that makes you want to, makes you commit to it. Like that big fish catch or something makes you get to the next level in it. It's amazing. Now, I want to talk about this trip and the fact that all you guys, one of the things you do really well is capture content. And I noticed this whole week, all of us, Shota, List, Peter, Max, we're all taking tons of pictures. We're using action cams. We're capturing the footage.
Drones,
crazy drones.
Yeah.
It's been really awesome to watch you guys do it because you're really good at it. How did you get into that? Because, we actually met sort of indirectly through that, right? Through you guys putting amazing content up on the web and on YouTube.
Right.
And how did you start doing that? Because that to me is another part of this whole fishing traveler, this whole uniting anglers worldwide.
It's still about experience.
Right. And this is making it possible, right? The phone, a laptop, it's really connecting people in a new way like never before. But you got good at doing it. Talk a little bit about that. How did you get good at filming your fishing? Video.
Yeah, just one time. I just think about that I can teach a little bit my auditory how to fishing. New places, new beautiful places, new beautiful fishes.
Yeah,
it's all about fishing. It's all about experience.
Yeah,
I try to show my auditory the new techniques. Oh, guys, it's in the United States. I get a lot of material.
Yeah.
It's maybe for enough for 2 months.
So you're going to leave here with 2 months of footage, maybe more. Wow. That's awesome, Pete.
That's a lot of postings.
That's more than we have at the Bash University total.
It's a beautiful thing to be backlogged. Max, what kind of fishing do you do most in back home?
Anything
that pulls back.
Any.
Right. And back home, what? So in I'd say the last 10 years in the States, bass fishing has almost took on its own kind of like
I understand.
subgenre type
kind
personality.
of in the USA, it's the best fishing. Of course, is my hometown. Is the pickerel. It's the European perch. Most of them, the zander, walleye, some kind of predators.
But back in Russia, how is fishing socially? Is it socially exploding? Like are people getting into fishing so involved as they are in the States? Because in the States, in the last 10 years, bass fishing, people have really drawn to it, especially on the social media side of things.
Same.
Is it the same over there?
Fully same. Absolutely.
How are you received? Like one of the things, I was thinking about this. We had Seth Feider was fishing down on Lake Cayuga, and he was fishing down a row of docks, and a woman came out to the dock. Did you see this clip?
No.
And she starts giving it to him, like,
Fishing too close to the dock.
do you have to fish this close to my dock? Getting mad, getting furious at him for fishing so close to where a dock was. Do you see that where you fish? Do you guys see that where people, they don't want you there? They they get angry. Sometimes shoot guns at fishermen. Do you guys experience anything like that?
It's a good question.
No.
None of that.
Nothing about it.
Wow.
No. Shota,
No,
anything
not
like
really.
that? No.
Don't think so.
They don't mind it.
You guys have never been shot at fishing.
In Taiwan, we cannot have a gun.
Oh, well, there you go.
I mean, yeah.
Same as in Russia,
If we
actually.
have it,
Okay.
get pumped.
Is that right?
You have hands
Wow.
and fists. Yeah. Yeah.
Wow, that's great. We're gonna have to start having bass tournaments over there.
We don't have private places in Russia.
Yeah.
We can fish in everywhere.
Right.
Is that true? So you can fish anywhere? Like no, people can't tell you no, you're not allowed
Yeah.
to fish in this lake.
You
or
can
this
fish
river.
anywhere.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, so you don't have any like a private property? You
No.
can't enter in or no. So any water will be
Yeah.
fishable.
Wow. That's amazing.
That's amazing, yeah.
Yeah, we run into problems like that. Like you can't even fish at this lake out here without him being with you.
we have some restricted places like some reservoir. Yeah, but all of places can fish yet.
All right.
Wow.
That's great.
That is great. That is great. Now, here's something that's interesting. I don't want to let you know this. This is props to you. In all the Fish My City episodes we fished, all the guests that I fished with, all the local guys, all the great people I met, you're the only one that requested and got permission to wear your branded jersey.
Right.
Only one in all the shows. I thought that was awesome. I thought it was genius.
I try to promote my YouTube channel. That's all. Subscribe, guys.
Shameless promotion is universal. Pete. I like it.
What is your YouTube channel?
All about fishing.
No, what's the name of it?
Mefik. MEFIK TV.
Mefik. Yep. Okay, there you have it. That's a great
Subscribe.
promotion. Yeah. Give them a shout. Check them out right now. Log on there and do a little deal there.
Din, 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 din.
Yeah. But it's interesting because this, you're branding yourself. You've become a brand because you have this jersey, you have a look, you wear your hat. I'm surprised you don't have it on tonight, but it's your brand, and now you're becoming recognizable.
I'm trying to be
Yeah.
trying to be it.
Yeah. It's interesting.
I was just already growing, everything good, I think.
Yeah.
Subscribers.
Yeah.
100,000.
Yeah. Subscribers. Keep growing the subscriber base.
Guggen Travelers.
The Googans. Yeah.
They got
The
some
Googans.
subscribers.
Um,
Reyes, you got a question over there?
Yeah, on the message board, New York Chris wants to know, in Russia, how many months of winter do you guys experience, and how does that affect your fishing? Do you get to ice fish?
Yes, of course. Ice fishing is one of big part of the Russian fishing. So.
And how long is the winter?
Is depend on the place. Russia is big.
Where you are?
Moscow.
Sure.
How long is it in Moscow?
Maybe 3-4 months. Ice fishing, maybe more. Kind of.
That's a good winter.
It's a good winter.
That's a good long
It's a hard
winter.
winter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The ice- do you like to ice fish?
How long is
Yep.
the winter in Russia?
Yeah,
All of
it's
it.
good. It's good. It's
The whole thing.
totally different.
Yeah.
Small roads,
Yeah.
small baits.
Yeah.
Lots of sonar work. Do you?
Yeah. Some guys use sonars. Some guys use the cameras. You know, they small tents.
Yeah. Yeah. Actually, show you a small gift that I got. This is actually one of the hats
Oh.
that they wear when they ice fish. That on right there. It keeps all the elements out. It's got these little side capers that keeps all that out. Talk a little bit about. I want you to dive a little more into how this universal fishing connection. You know, you're making friends, you're creating relationships, you're gaining experience, and you're learning new techniques. You're learning a lot of new techniques. And so I want to bring up two. And the one is, when I fished with you, back in Fish My City filming, you used these, I call them freestyle jig heads.
Yeah, you call that swing jig.
Swing jigs.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were using swing jigs, but not the big biffle looking ones, not the big ones with like a football head that are oversized. These are basically round ball heads that have interchangeable hooks, different sizes, and you were rigging all sorts of plastics on them, like from little creatures
Right.
to swim baits. And I learned a lot from that. I thought it was amazing because it showed me the versatility, you know, of that jig. You know, it's just not for bass fishing on ledges. It's a versatile technique. Expand on, you know, how that's important as you fish, as you go places. It's okay to take what you already know, but you're always looking, right? You're always watching and listening for new techniques. And you've learned a few here this week. Talk a little bit about that, because I think that's important for people to know.
All time, all new fishing for me. I'm trying to get my previous experience.
Yeah.
So I use the all baits what I believe in.
Yeah. You start with that. You
Yeah.
start using
Yes.
the stuff you're
Yes,
confident in.
Right. Anyway, I see on the guides
See what-
how they fishing, what they tell me.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
What is that buzz? Is that the refrigerator?
It's a new refrigerator kicking on.
That's the refrigerator. It's
Yeah.
trying to make ice, but it can't. Now,
I like the
when,
old
when we
school
were on the Susquehanna, caught a lot of smallmouth, they would hardly bite anything else. It was unbelievable. They would hardly bite anything else. And it wasn't until you sort of had to learn that tumble technique with that fluke, and then it was like automatic after that. It was interesting.
You giving up on that?
No, I'm getting up in the head. Actually, it started getting hot. Started getting hot.
For
That's
ice
it.
fishing.
It's perfect for ice fishing. But Shota, we got to fish together.
Yeah.
We were in the same boat with with Mike Breeding on the Upper Susquehanna. Shout out to Mike Breeding, by the way. If you're looking for a trip, check him out. He's Grateful Guide Service. You can find him on the web. What a day, because both of us in the beginning, sort of, we didn't know yet what we needed to
we
do.
struggled to find out how Mike's techniques working out.
Yeah, because he was pretty steady catching them.
Yeah.
And our bites were just
Yeah.
so-so. But we got to watch him and sort of figure out what he was doing with that
Yeah,
bait.
yeah.
That was a neat part of that day,
Yeah.
fishing with you.
Yeah.
Looking back on it, you know, how we learned
Yeah,
that,
yeah,
you
yeah.
know? Do you experience that a lot, traveling all these places? Do you?
Yeah. Like it happens all the time. When you go somewhere you don't know.
Yeah.
Always like local people have own technique or like even they're using the same tackle.
Yeah.
But they use it completely different way, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So this time I know like that kind of like the line slacking is quite important, but that was amazing. How to say? Once like you got how he does, then everything changed. It happened all the time.
It's crazy.
Wherever I travel,
It's crazy.
Especially yesterday was crazy.
Yeah, and then like once we figured it out, I don't want to say it was easy, but it was like, your confidence goes through the roof.
Mm-hmm.
You feel like you can't catch one, then all of a sudden you understand what that bait needs to do, drifting down current, and then you're like, I get it.
Yeah.
And then you could do it on every
Take
cast.
Take it everywhere.
You take it everywhere.
Then you started catching like 3-4 in a row. Surprised.
Like literally, this is how it went down. So, Mike has caught like 5 or 6, and we both had like a bite, and then he catches like 7 or 8, and then I'm getting so frustrated. I'm like, what the hell is he doing? But we realized that both of us were using braid with a short fluorocarbon leader. We both realized that the braid was hurting us. The braid was floating. It was deadening that fall, that natural fall. So Shota, literally, this is how it went down. He tied on a super long leader, tied the same bait back on that he'd fished for an hour without a bite, and like the next 3 casts in a row, 3 big ones.
Yeah.
In a row.
That was amazing.
Amazing. Those little differences,
Yeah, but Mike was quick as well, like because you split up new line with fluoro monoline.
I went straight.
changed
I got so
braid.
mad I peeled all my braid off and put straight 6 pound the whole right to the spool. I got so mad I couldn't take it anymore.
Yeah.
But I love that. I love that. That learning aspect of it, and we saw that salmon fishing as well, right?
Yeah.
All of us got to this stream, and we were expecting to spin fish with spinners. And maybe, I don't know, like I expected traditional trout fishing with a spinning rod. And when we showed up, our guy there was just like, no, you're fly fishing. And he put fly he said, no, you're fly fishing. And Max was the only one that rebelled and kept the spinning rod the whole day. Yeah. He's anti-fly rod. But even that was a great learning experience, right?
Very good experience.
Yeah. Learning that technique, the drift, learning about the current, how those fish ate. I thought it was amazing.
And we've been fishing for a long time. Like since I was 5 years old, I think I started fishing, and for a long time. Then it's really rare opportunity to be a elementary school student or like a beginner stage of fishing.
Yeah.
So it's really rare to meet something new. So that was really nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Very uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Really difficult to figure out, but still, like learning something new is really good.
That's part of the beauty of the sport,
exactly.
don't you think? Part of the beauty of traveling
totally.
And meeting new people is being the student, right? Getting to learn.
Yeah.
I think it's beautiful. So you started when you were 5. That's young.
Yeah, 5. Yeah. I originally like fish, animals, and my dad is not really angler, but he took me to some pond and buy me some fishing rod stuff.
Yeah.
That was 5. Yeah, I'm sure because that was before the school. So.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Now, the other thing I know you get a lot, you mentioned it, is when people first meet you, they say, "Oh, you're from the UK. You've got a little bit of a British accent going on." I know Brian the Carpenter looked very confused when he first met you. You spent time in the UK.
I
in London.
In UK, yeah.
London. And you were there studying. Are you there working?
Working holiday.
Okay. Yeah.
Then I went there, and then I was kind of going to language school. Then at the same time, I was working for a part-time job.
Okay. Yeah.
And I'm fishing too.
And fishing.
But to be honest, I didn't fish for the first 2-3 years because I didn't even believe there were fish in the canal. So dirty, not clear, and it doesn't look the water fish are there.
Yeah, you were just walking past these canals what is this?
People like to spit all the time. But once I found out one homeless guy was fishing for perch, and he caught it. And I talked to the guy, and he said, there are pike as well. And I checked on internet, and I found one Japanese guy catching pike. Oh, really? Then I text my friend in Japan, and he sent me the lures and my fishing tackle in my
Yeah.
house, and I started. Then after a while, I think he texted me, "Can we go fishing for together?"
Yeah.
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 That's
Pe-
everything
Peter
started.
showed up, and you guys started hooking
Yeah,
up.
yeah.
That's awesome. Was the street fishing thing something that was new to you then?
Mhm.
Because here we are now.
Yeah.
And street fishing in itself is
Mhm.
becoming a big subculture in a lot of urban areas.
Yeah.
And I think it's great because there's a lot of new people that are getting into the sport because of it. Was that new to you?
For me, the street fishing is exactly the style I have been doing for last 7-8 years. But even in Japan, okay.
Man down.
He'll be back with us.
But even in Japan, the people do for sea bass, because in Tokyo Bay there are many canals, rivers all around, and sea bass spread, so you can fish basically everywhere.
Mhm.
And then you don't have to take massive tackles, only 1-2 rod, small tackle box, and then
Right.
you can do fishing really casually. So it's not really new, but it's nice to name it street fishing. Yeah, because even though people have been doing the same style of fishing, but since we call it street fishing or urban fishing, it became something new really for them to try. And street fishing is more like acceptable
Yeah.
for like
Well,
more people.
You see that, right? Because guys can say, "Well, wait a minute, I don't need a kayak. I don't need a $50,000 boat." Right?
Yeah.
Street fishing. That
Yeah,
sounds
much
like
easier
something
to
that
start,
I can
yeah.
do right now.
Exactly, yeah, that's really true. And then that's the main reason why. And now I'm making a travel rod in Japan, because if you can make it like 5 or 6 pieces, you can take it to wherever you want,
Mhm.
and you can do, fishing maybe, I don't know, on your honeymoon or business trip or maybe school trip even. That is kind of traveling is part of street fishing too. So
Right. Careful fishing on your honeymoon.
yeah, I did.
Talk a little bit about the travel rod, because I got to see it when I was in Taiwan. I got
Yeah.
to see it, and then this week I got to see you
Yeah,
use
yeah,
it,
yeah.
and it's really amazing. It's light, because I was always worried about travel rods. The more pieces you had,
Mhm.
it was going to break. You lose sensitivity.
Yeah, yeah.
But your rods aren't like that.
Yeah.
Talk a little bit about your rods.
Of course, yeah, you have to take some risk as you having more connection parts. Of course, you can break the rod, but yeah, now the technology is getting better. For example, 5 or 6 years ago, it's very hard to mix how do you say, like some carbon sheets to each other.
Right.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
now you can do it, and also I don't know. Just everything changed, and I have a very experienced staff in Japan as well. So now we can make it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. So what people watching right now, listening, are saying, I need these travel rods. I need to find it. Is there a way they can get it? How do they track it down? What's the name of the company, and how can they find it?
Fuelco.
There you go. Right there. There you go. And they can find it on the web if they.
I think so. Yeah.
Okay. All right. There you have it. It's good. Now, Shota, I know you're doing a lot of writing right now. You're doing
Yeah.
some writing. Talk a little bit about that. Who are you writing for? You're writing about fishing,
Yeah, I'm
trout,
writing
bass,
for
everything.
Yeah, it's funny thing is I'm mainly fishing for trout in Japan now.
Yeah.
But I'm writing for bass fishing magazine in Japan and web magazine, like another web magazine, and also my blog as well.
Okay. Yeah.
Writing is main, and also I'm belonging to Fuelco, and I'm importing my friend's brand from France to Japan and sell it.
Yeah.
So I'm working on fishing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now the trout thing has me very, very, very interested.
Yeah.
Peter, talk a little bit about your trip when Shota
Ah,
took
yeah,
you.
Shota.
Yeah, Timon. I
know.
mean, that makes me very, very excited.
Yeah, yeah.
There's people watching right now that have no idea what that species is.
Oh, yeah.
Describe it. What does it look like? It's like
basically Japanese taimen is the biggest species in Japan of freshwater, and we have several species of taimen in the world. In Russia, Mongolia, even in Europe, we have taimen. But Japanese taimen is only taimen doing sea run, so they live between freshwater and saltwater.
migratory.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if you say migratory, for example, from freshwater, go down to the sea, spending 4 or 5 years coming back.
Yeah.
But they do all the time.
Oh, so they
Yeah.
don't do it in a rhythm.
No,
they
no, no.
just interchange whenever they want.
Yeah,
Hmm,
chasing
that's
bait
interesting.
fish
That is.
stuff. Yeah.
Wow.
So maybe they come and go twice or 3 times a day.
Right.
Yeah. So it's really interesting. Yeah.
Wow, that is interesting. And when you mention trout fishing, a lot of people think it's little baits, real light line.
Yeah.
but it's different.
Classic line is always people cast, spoon,
Yeah,
spinners. Yeah, that's
yeah.
really classic style of trout fishing. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's just simple. The timing is big, so
Yeah.
bigger bait works out. That's it.
Yeah. I mean, like big bait.
Yeah, big bait. Yeah.
Big.
Big bait. Yeah.
That's
When I went
crazy.
to Mongolia, I used like this big bait.
Wow.
Yeah.
Like 10 or 12 it, even
yeah,
bigger.
I think so. Yeah, so big.
That's awesome.
Over 30 centimeters.
Talk about big swim bait
Yeah.
trend, Pete. It's crazy. That's
Well,
crazy.
I have a question.
Yes?
I just went through a traumatic experience
You did.
this week. James Riley. What's funny, Bay? You just chimed in. The James Riley, who designed the Bass University logo, which I always wear the hat. I'm not wearing it right now. Just carelessly, threw a crankbait into my face during a recent trip on the river, and a hook got buried into
Yep.
the side of my cheek. And I was able to, I had to get it out with, the line trick where you pull
Yep.
it out. There's blood everywhere. I was on the edge of dying. It was really scary. But who's got the best story? Come on. I mean, you using the giant baits. Have you got hooked? Have you got it, through the eyeball?
Oh,
or-
you mean the trouble?
Yeah. Have you ever been hooked?
No,
Never?
never.
No.
Nope.
Yeah,
Oh my
that's not
God.
going to last
Never,
long
yeah.
now that you said it.
Even Becky was hooked. By me.
Multiple times,
of course.
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Got a jig to the rear and a
Jig in the ass.
and a frog in the eye.
Frog in the eye.
Wow.
Yeah, I frogged her.
That's
You haven't
a
lived.
frog in the eye. That's hardcore.
It's hardcore.
Yeah.
I've never been hooked, but when I went to Australia, there is like a long bridge accessing to the boat. Yeah, and then me and my dad were swimming around because it seems like just free water to swim. Then after kind of getting high tide, there were many sharks there. And then my dad asked the staff, like, are they safe? Yeah, they are safe because they're not going to attack to anyone.
They're safe
Yeah.
sharks.
Yeah, but that's true. They are sharks, but not attacking normally to the people. But he said, yeah, they're not going to attack unless you were taller than them. I mean, they're not going to attack,
Unless
if
you're
if
taller
you're
than
taller
them?
or bigger than them. But I was kid, so small, so that was so scary. Yeah.
I wouldn't have trusted that guy that said that.
Goodness.
I wouldn't have trusted him.
Well, one of my favorite things to watch when I'm watching people fish in different parts of the country is the crazy predators that eat the fish that you're trying to catch while you're catching them. Like great whites, tiger sharks will bite your swordfish or your tuna in half.
Yeah.
And northern pike are notorious for that. Where you're trying to reel a bass in and the northern pike will come and get it.
Yeah.
Yeah. You guys seen any of that action?
I've got big northern pike on the small bite like this.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's worked well.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's
Pike
well,
eats pike. Yeah.
Mike's famous for using finesse tactics to
Yeah.
catch big fish too.
Absolutely. It happens. You can catch big ones on a little bait.
Yeah.
For sure. Speaking of finesse tactics, Shota, talk a little bit about the fishing culture in Japan. Because I got to fish there a few years back for a nice trip, going from Tokyo all the way down to Lake Biwa, getting to experience it. And it's a different culture there, especially the bass fishing culture is a little bit different. Talk a little bit about it, because to me, I saw some of the most intense, hardcore fishermen
Yeah,
you'll
yeah.
ever see. I went to Biwa and looked out at a sea of 1,000 fishermen.
Mhm.
Full-size boats, little boats, bank fishermen, and they were all targeting bass.
Yeah.
So on one side, it seems like bass fishing's huge in Japan, but then there was this other part where it seemed like there was a lot of restrictions. And
Yeah.
Talk a little bit about that, because I think people have mixed signals about fishing in Japan. How does that operate? How does that fishing culture operate?
Yeah, the bass fishing in Japan is obviously really big.
Yeah.
But the thing is, the first of all, the black bass is not original species in Japan.
Right. It's not native.
Yeah, so
Right.
anglers, we love bass and we understand how they live. But the people who are not fishing, they just automatically think black bass are really bad fish. Yeah,
Right.
they eat everything. But that's normal, basically. The predator fish eat
Yeah.
eat everything moved. Then, yeah, obviously there is a conflict between the anglers and not anglers. And also, yeah, that's the biggest thing always we talk about when we talk about bass fishing in Japan.
Yeah.
And as you said, there are many boats. Yeah, like I think for you it looked like everyone is fishing for bass. But
Yeah.
for me, in my opinion, I think the shore fishing of bass is the biggest culture in Japan.
Shore
To be-
fishing,
yeah.
without
to be,
boats.
To be honest,
Yeah.
not many people are owning a boat.
Right.
Yeah, only a few. I mean, only part of people who's a fish for tournament or
Yeah.
the competition
Right.
they own a boat. But the most anglers for bass are doing the shore fishing, the bank fishing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's
Yeah.
maybe the kind of Japanese culture. Yeah. For example, we import the culture or products from the US first, and we learn about bass fishing.
Yeah.
But actually, Japan is a small country. The lake is really small as well, so everyone not really owning the boat. But we have many lands and banks.
Yeah.
So we kind of started to inventing more
Yeah.
like shore fishing. Yeah. Bass fishing
Systems that
style,
work
yeah.
better for that. Yeah. It's interesting because I think there's a parallel between bass and snakeheads here, because it was the same. When snakeheads got here, everybody thought they were the devil and they wanted to eradicate them.
Yep.
It's this exotic, non-native species. Let's kill it.
Mm-hmm.
But here, all these years later, it sort of has found a home
Yep.
as a sport fish here in the States.
Right.
Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, I know some of the people that guide exclusively for snakeheads now, in where largemouth used to be it. Now snakeheads are people are actually traveling to catch them. They're targeting them and they're eating them. Because they're discovering it's a delicacy.
Yeah.
So the invasive species, well, everything's going to come to an equilibrium eventually. When they first came in, we all had to catch them and try to kill them to eradicate them.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
And
there's a
I
bit
don't
of
know
that-
that ever worked.
And I don't think it ever worked either.
Yeah.
There's too many millions of them.
Yeah.
It's very difficult. And we saw it's an interesting study because we saw it up on Lake Champlain when we were up there a couple of weeks ago. The invasive species zebra mussels are starting to decline on Lake Champlain.
Yeah.
They're starting to
Yeah.
go away. You're going through this, peak and valley of these species as all the other species in the lake are starting to find the equilibrium
Right.
in that lake,
Yeah.
But largemouth were introduced
Yeah.
into Japan.
I mean, yeah,
and
actually-
they've gotten huge. That's the other thing that's amazing is how are they able to get so big out there and really break the world record if
Yeah,
not
yeah.
for some
Yeah,
technicalities.
so once we had it, so we need to understand to each other. Obviously, the conservation work is really important to protecting our native species in Japan. But, as you said, we can't kill them all. It's,
Yeah.
it's impossible, I think, because you can't take water out from the Lake Biwa whole thing. So, yeah, just need to find a
Yeah.
way to live together. Yeah, and also I forgot to mention about, I said, we learned American bass fishing first, and we kind of invented our a style of Japanese bass fishing. I think the biggest difference between America and Japan is America is big, So the mainly fishing is, I think, the finding fish where they are. But in Japan, there are fish anyway. You know, the lake is not that big.
Right.
So there are fish, but really spooky, I think. So we know there are fish, but
you gotta learn how to catch them where they're at.
Yeah, we have to make them bite.
Yeah.
But not really finding out. So I
Yeah.
think that's a really big difference.
Yeah, so
That's
I
why-
disagree with you about not being able to drain the lake because over the winter I'm going to drain Lake Oneida
Yeah.
so that we don't have to have any tournaments there anymore.
You should, as you should. Should just drain that whole thing.
Get rid of it.
Get rid of it. Max, what's the fishing culture in Russia? Is fishing big? Is it a huge activity? Is it comparable with, you know, tennis, golf, other sports?
It's hard to say, guys. It's I think it's all the same as in other countries. Some regions is small fishing, some regions is more big, some anglers
Right.
is also same.
Right.
Somewhere is more anglers, somewhere is less.
Yeah.
So it's hard to say.
Right. What is the most targeted species
In Russia.
in Russia?
It's all about region also, because the pikefish, I think.
Pike.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Most people.
Pike are popular in a lot of different countries.
Is it northern pike?
Yep. Northern.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are big. They are big and hard to get actually.
Yeah.
What is your personal best?
10 kgs, more than 20 pounds.
More than 20 pounds.
Wow. Big one. That's a
10
giant
kgs.
northern. That's a giant northern.
Yeah.
Wow.
We need to start talking in terms of kgs. You're
We
you
do.
should be used to it by now. You just came back from a tournament where it was all kgs.
I did. I weighed
9.7 kgs.
Yeah,
And
9.7 something.
We were all unimpressed. We're like,
Yeah.
that doesn't sound like a
Yeah,
lot.
you were unimpressed until the photo was posted, and then
Yeah.
they're all like that big.
Giants.
Yeah, yeah. It's hard. It's hard to understand that conversion. And the other thing is length. Like you guys use length a lot, and you know the fish on the roller, and you take the picture and you get that length. That's a big basis for a lot of when you're cataloging your fish, and in the
That's actually I don't get it why.
Yeah.
Because the line has the pounds breaking.
Right.
So it's no matter how length, it matters how wide.
How heavy?
Yeah, how heavy, yeah.
Yeah, like Liz today, you caught that fish, and you really wanted to know how long that fish. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
important to know how long that
same in
fish was.
Japan, yeah, century. Yeah.
I already know my record,
Right.
so this must be my new record. So
Right.
I need to
And you wanted to document it.
measure.
Yeah. And the good news is that you did indeed break your personal best record today for largemouth bass. List everybody with the personal best today. Fish well over 5 pounds, Pete, from Lake
On
X.
Lake X?
Oh yeah.
No kidding.
Unbelievable.
Well done.
Less casting.
50
Yeah.
centimeters.
When you measure, I
Yeah.
think the length is easier to measure. I think.
Yeah.
You know, the weight you have to use this kind of scales.
Yeah.
But for weight, you just need to use one scale, something like that. So
Yeah.
Like in kayak fishing.
measurement.
Like
Kayak fishing has
they use
adopted
the-
that.
They use the scale, and that's actually come up a couple times on the message board. Is kayak fishing popular in your homeland?
Yep.
Is because here it's grown a lot. It's really exploded in the last
Mhm.
couple of years. Start with you, Max. Is kayak fishing a very prevalent activity?
In Russia?
Yes.
No. It's not no, it's become popular maybe in future, but no. Last 10 years I'm living in Taiwan, so it's for me I can't say kind of say that.
Yeah.
Not so popular, guys.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, now Max, I want to call you to the plate on something right here. Tell us what do you do for a living? Because I know a little bit of background on you from Fish My City, and you're a pretty smart dude.
Oh, I'm actually my profession is a software and hardware engineer. So I'm doing some computer things, writing programs, bias things, the processors, microprocessors, everything.
Nice. And you did at one time. You told me a fact. I remember.
Yeah.
What is that fact again?
Oh, actually, I don't remember the year. It was 2014. I developed smallest computer in the world. It was like kind of iPhone size.
Wow.
Yeah, and this x64 architecture, Intel based Core i7 kind of.
It's crazy.
Yeah, crazy.
That's why I said we should have used Max to help us get this system operating.
No, I said I was under beer, so it's.
We had the smartest guy in the world right here.
Wait, so what happened to the smallest computer in the world?
We just produced it couple years and it stopped because you guys need to be on the cars all time. Intel do each processor every year, so need to continue do new things. So it's investors all about budget.
I think I saw him show up in laser lures.
Laser lures.
Remember those?
I do remember laser lures. Yeah.
I feel like iPhones now are like comparable to the smallest computer in the world.
Yep.
They do a lot, don't they?
Apple do a lot, yeah.
Yeah.
About it.
Yeah. They're awesome. Let me remind everybody watching, if you've got questions or comments on anything you hear tonight, if you've got a question for Max or Shota, hit us up on the IM and we'll patch it through. Shota, give us your most memorable thing from this trip up to this point, and you can't say getting definitely ill.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Okay, yeah, don't say that. Give us your most memorable experience from this trip so far.
Yeah, smallmouth.
Smallmouth.
Yeah.
I'd agree.
Yeah.
It was pretty amazing. Yeah, and there were some big ones. I mean, you caught 3 in a row that were real close to 4 pounds.
Yeah, I didn't
3.5,
even
4
measure
pounds.
it, but that was definitely my record smallmouth as well.
Wow.
And then, yeah, I don't really fish for
PB
smallmouth
from
in Japan.
Shota
Yeah.
from the smallmouth.
Yeah, the thing is, like, I didn't even weigh or measure, but that was good. You know,
Yeah.
it's big and beautiful. That's it, and let it go. And
Yeah.
catching so many smallmouth, and in Japan we have many smallmouths.
You
But
do,
as I
yeah.
said, the smallmouth is kind of invasive species as well. So
Yeah.
you can't write about on the Facebook or Twitter even.
Right.
Yeah, but now people do it on SNLs. But I'm kind of belonging to the fishing industry, so I
Right.
shouldn't do that.
Right.
But really happy to show I caught smallmouth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was interesting. I don't know, Brian, we talked about this back when I went to Japan on one of the shows. We had a show right after that. But the one day that I fished by myself. Marizo couldn't go out that day. So the film crew and I went out on this river. I can't remember the name of the river. It's this pretty famous river just south of Tokyo. And I, at the very end of the day, I was fishing a jerkbait and I caught this smallmouth, big, like 3-pounder. It's out there jumping and I'm excited and I'm like trying to keep it low. And I land this fish. It was my biggest fish of the trip so far. And I'm like, yeah, look at the, and the entire crew just was quiet.
Yeah.
And they looked like I had just caught a ghost.
I can imagine, yeah.
And they shut the cameras off and I'm like, and I didn't understand, but we had Sego there interpreting, and he explained to me that, that like, it was like, they were giving me the,
Yeah, cut it.
and I couldn't understand, but it was because of that.
It
was,
really shouldn't be like that. We need to change, but it's been actually.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Crazy. All right, Max, your favorite experience so far. Give me one moment of this adventure. And it's not over. Give me one moment that's your favorite.
Bad question. Question was which day is better? Tomorrow.
Tomorrow. Oh, right answer. Correct. Tomorrow's better. Yeah. Tomorrow. Pete, what are our chances of having a good day on Delaware tomorrow? Pretty good.
Well, I like I like that you're going for stripers too.
Yeah, we're leaving everything open.
It can be explosive on the river tomorrow, but it's a good time of year. October and November on the river, it's as good as it gets.
There you go.
Yeah.
Lure recommendations, Pete.
You're going to want to use a wiggle wart.
Okay, crankbait.
Don't use a rock crawler because they get caught in your beard. And a
It's
jig.
first time for me, yeah.
Yeah, a jig and a crankbait are going to be successful on the river. And then if you go striper fishing, it's going to be a swim bait, jerk bait kind of thing.
Yeah.
That's going to be your deal.
Okay.
For the stripers. And the catfish is going to be Oscar Mayer
Hot dog.
hot dog.
Hot dog.
What about big bait?
Automatic.
Does it work?
Big bait? No. I mean, if you get around the stripers, I tell you what, this river is notorious for downsizing to catch them.
Okay.
The stripers, if you get around the right size, you can scale up. But often this time of year, even you're catching 2-3-year-old stripers. So, if you catch a 10-pounder, it's a really, really big one, on the river. But there can be an abundance of them. You can catch 20 or 30, 5 to 10 pounders sometimes, which can be a ball. Top water may be an option for stripers as well. So,
Can I ask a question?
Yeah, you want to talk about stripers?
No.
Strippers?
I hate to talk fishing, but I want to ask a fishing question. So you just said sometimes you have to throw a smaller bait to catch a bigger fish.
Mm-hmm.
And that never truly made sense to me, except we just went fishing in the Keys. And Dave Mansu and I, every time we put on a bigger bait fish, we could not get a bite. For 10 minutes, we'd be sitting there. We're like, come on, like bigger
for 10 whole minutes, you couldn't get a bite.
What's the Keys? Like you shouldn't go more than 2 minutes without a bite. Like that would be insane.
Yeah.
Okay, so potentially it was longer, but whatever. My point is, but then you'd like rip that sucker off, throw him out there to Mother Nature, put a smaller bait fish on, and you'd have like bite after bite after bite. And you'd have bigger bites too. Like, so what's the logic? Give me that fish logic.
Well, I'll speak into the mic because he's not stepping up to it, but it's because
that pissed me off.
It depends on what the bait fish that are prevalent in the area are.
Yeah.
If they're this big, those fish get conditioned to fish that are this big, and they'll key on those smaller baits all day long. And you throw the bigger ones, you can't catch them. Certain times a year, they're keying on the bigger baits, and that's the ones that you want. Even sometimes in fisheries that have small fish, there's certain times a year that the bigger baits are the absolute key. So that's why we have, my goodness, we have jerk baits that are this long, this long, this long, and this long, because we're all trying to mimic what the bait fish are at that moment on that body of water.
But it was a live bait fish.
Was live.
It was live, but same principle applies, right? Big bait fish, fish are looking at it like, Becky, there are no real bait fish that big right now on the reef. I don't know why you're bothering to trick us with this big old bait fish. We know that they're only this big on the reef right now.
Right.
Plus, Mansu was probably distracting you.
He was distracting
Mansu did good. You be nice to Dave Mansu.
You fished with Mansu, just the two of you?
Well, we took the one side of the boat.
Oh, okay.
We had Charlie, Carol, and Mike.
It's true.
On the
It
other
was
side.
it was
We
the
did.
5 of us, yeah.
We did. We had a great trip. It was fun.
Pete's Perfect Beard says that, Becky, you should just book a guided trip with the dean of the Bachelor.
You should.
Shout out to Pete's Perfect Beard.
Imagine us on a boat together all day. We would either love each other or hate each other by the end of the day.
To one or the other.
There was no in between.
We'd be having fine cocktails by noon. I know. The two of us.
Coffee Morgan.
It doesn't mean they bite, but actually the big baits has a more appeal, right? That's true. For example, when you put the live big bluegill, maybe you throw away, then I think fish are coming, but maybe not bite.
Right.
But when you put a smaller bluegill, they bite. So
Easier meal.
Yeah.
Easier to eat. Yeah. That's probably what was happening down there if we could have put a camera on. Now, Max, I want to know does your wife, how does she handle all this fishing? Does she enjoy it? Does she say
I don't know.
You don't know.
You don't know.
It's a hard question too. It's yeah, she love me. Yeah.
Same thing. Peter said the same exact thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's awesome. Shota, does your wife give you a hard time for all this traveling you do? That's
yeah,
fishing related.
she understands. Yeah,
She does.
Yeah, and the
That's
lucky
awesome.
thing is she doesn't fish.
She doesn't.
Yeah, she just understands what I do. But
Yeah.
she doesn't fish. So
Wow.
really lucky.
She understands that she can't stand it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, do your significant others fish? Does your wife fish?
Nope.
Peter, does your wife fish?
I have tried. Yeah. No.
No. Liz, does your girlfriend fish? Yeah. She does? Cool.
That's why.
That's
you
why.
picked her.
Wow.
She's a
I'm
keeper.
here now, no church. I'm here now, no church. Yeah.
Wow.
So she also like go inside the river.
Yeah.
Even like this deep.
She weighed it.
Yeah.
Wow.
And she loved it. And
Yeah.
she also go boat fishing, ocean boat fishing with me.
Yeah.
For the big squid.
Yeah.
And white bellfish.
Yeah.
And bonito.
Yeah.
So I think it's amazing.
At least we will see
Wow.
after wedding, After wedding, we will see.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we
it's
were
getting
you
more.
see.
It's getting more competitive, I think, after married.
Brian DeCarver, did you raise your hand over there? What'd you have? Oh.
No microphone.
Oh. Nice.
Well,
Oh, okay.
that one's still.
Oh.
Yeah,
it's
once
in and out.
again, folks, we are first time in the new studio, so everybody that's been hanging with us, if you can't hear a certain person talking,
Just
we're
imagine.
working through it. We're getting there. So, we appreciate you.
We're working through it. All right.
Like the Wawa Hoagie lady said, all girlfriends fish. LOL. It's when you get married that they stop.
They stop. Yeah. That's funny.
Yeah, that's true.
That's true.
Everything stops when you get married.
Everything.
Oh my god.
We had a question on the message board. Wants to know what the most prevalent finesse fishing technique for you is in Japan, Shota.
Oh, that's a good one.
Oh, finesse fishing. We now.
It's the answer is Mike's mini flip.
Do you know the word bait finesse?
What's the most common technique you use to finesse fish for bass?
Yeah, the bait finesse. Bait finesse means finesse fishing is basically ultra light tackle for fishing. Yeah, like after massive pressure. But recently we call it bait finesse. Bait finesse is basically lighter tackle or bait casting, like maximum 8 pound test the line.
Yeah.
The mono. So. Yeah, just do the same thing. We do the split shot or neck rig, wacky, but
Yeah.
on a light bait casting
Light
tackle.
bait casting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that is the most popular and really good method for bass fishing in Japan, and really
Wow.
new.
I've seen a lot of that lately.
And
Shorter
a
rods, lighter
follow-up
rods.
question is the black Senko a predominant technique?
Black Senko what? Is what?
Is the black Senko a common technique?
Black Senko technique. Yeah, Senko is the best all the time. Yeah, even no Senko.
All the time. Black Senko, there it is.
Yeah, we use still.
There you go, Pete.
Clear water?
I wrote that answer for him.
You could catch fish anywhere.
I would like to hear you guys speak in your native language, like say, watch Ike Live.
Oh, that's a good one.
Смотрите, Ike Live.
Wow.
Wow.
Can we get a watch Ike Live? Japanese?
Ike Live 見てね.
Oh. Peter, you got the mic that works.
Okay. 大家欢迎收看 Ike Live。
Wow.
All right.
I like that. Round of applause for that. Yeah. Put a marker on this so we can go back and cut it and use this as a promo video. For
So did you talk about like how far everyone traveled to get here?
super far. Yeah. So let's go around.
Like
Flight
hours,
time.
Because I think people can be like, oh yeah, so and so came from
Yeah.
wherever, but like I don't know if people register the amount of time
Super
it takes
long.
on a plane, like to
Super
get
long.
here.
And they still got here before Pete.
And they still got here before Pete. Right. Max, start with you. How many hours from the time you started your trip to the time you landed at JFK? How many hours?
15 hours on a flight plus 5 hours to the Salmon River.
Right.
Honestly, we
20
don't
hours.
we don't sleep more than 24 hours.
Oh,
It's crazy. Yeah. So I mentioned it before, but to give you guys the story, they got in everybody got in at different times, but about 9:30 I picked you guys up. We were on the road by about 10. We got there about 3:30, and the guy we fished with Adrian said, we're meeting at 4:30 in the lobby because we have to like stake your claim, right? He wants to get there early to stake your claim.
Everyone itchy.
Yeah.
Faster. Wanna
So
cast.
we get there at 3:30. There's no sleep. You just go straight into it, you know? It's crazy, man.
Wow.
It's crazy. Okay. Shota, what was
No
your
wonder
flight?
Shota's sick.
What was
I
your
think the
flight time?
is 12 hours.
12 hours.
12 hours, yeah.
Okay. It's not
Yeah.
too bad.
Not too
too
bad.
bad. Peter and List, flight times?
My flight time is the same as Max.
Max. So 15 hours.
15 hours. Okay.
14. Yeah.
14.
Yeah, 14 hours.
Okay.
Pete?
That's a low
Yeah,
Pete?
I would totally join the fishing travelers except for the traveler part.
Right.
long flight.
he can't fly unless he's totally drunk on the flight.
All right.
So.
You don't really need sleep, though. I mean, sleep
you're
when you're
fishing.
dead, fish when you're young.
That's right.
You
Yeah,
you
that's
guys
right.
are doing it right. That's what you're getting in experience is traveling around. You'll carry that
We're
forever.
closer to dead than young right now, so.
All right, Brian DeCarpenter, I'm going to go ahead. I want to go ahead and let's do this right now. What do you think? Okay. So, of course, the presenting sponsor of Ike Live is Mystery Tackle Box. And we're going to do a live unboxing with these guys. I think it's a great scenario, Pete. So let's get these boxes.
Yeah, I'd love to hear their perspective.
All right. So, any one of these two boxes I was supposed to unbox, do you know? It doesn't matter. Okay. So, here you go. It's a monthly subscription that comes to your house once a month. And it's loaded with interesting baits. And the way we're going to do this, let me break the seal. All these are sealed. Break the seal on this thing, okay? And we're going to pass this box around the room, okay? You
Going to
take
me
that
first?
one. Yeah, you take
Okay.
that one there.
We're going this way?
Yeah, well, actually, let's open up another one, too. Let's open up two. Get the seal on this one. Okay. And I want to have all you guys go in this box and pick out one lure that's interesting to you. Just pick out one that you think is interesting bait.
Okay.
Interesting.
Pass it that way. Okay.
While we're picking out our bait, I'd like to let everybody know that at the Bass University we have our early bird special going on right now, Mike.
You do?
We do.
What is that?
Early bird right now. We have 3 classes that have been announced for the Bass University. So go over to thebassuniversity.com, and we are going to be in Albert Lee, Minnesota for the first time
Minnesota?
ever. Yes, with Seth Fider's going to be there with us.
When
and
is that?
hopefully nobody's yelling at him.
When is that?
I don't know the dates. Got to go check it out on the website.
Okay.
I can't recall the dates on that one. But we're also going to be in Gadsden, Alabama, and we are going to be in Kokomo, Indiana, and we have 1 or 2 more dates we're going to be announcing real soon. But right now it's 25% off. And you know what the big deal is this year is we've totally dropped the price for the kids. We want the high school and the college kids to get access to the program, so we dropped the price out of the sky. We want to see the kids come, so check it out. The prices are really, really low. It is 25% off right now, limited time only. Our prices are going to be going up here to regular price pretty soon. So it's early bird special right now at Bass University, and we also have the Bass University TV. If you can't make it to a class, go over to Bass U TV right now, and we've got Boomtober. Boomtober.
Oh, Freddie Boom Boom.
Freddie Boom Boom.
Nice.
We got a couple of Freddie swim baits, a
Yeah.
4-inch and a 6-inch model. We've got Flambeau tackle box, and we've got a Bass University hat that's a $50 gift for subscribing annually at bassu.tv. So that's what's going on.
That's awesome. Real quick, too, shout out to Justin Kimmel, our very own Just JK, for winning on the
Yeah.
co-angler side
My
at Lake
goodness.
Hartwell,
Yes.
BFL Super Tournament.
DFL Super
Jake
Tournament.
got himself a new boat.
Punched his ticket to the All-American.
All-American.
Won a brand new Ranger boat.
Yeah.
Congrats.
Good
Congrats,
job.
Jake.
Good job. All right, we've all selected a lure from our mystery tackle box. And Pete, you want to start and talk a little bit about what you got there?
I select this Booyah frog because I hate Booyah. But I did this. It's something that has happened in our past. But this this
about cheek?
Yeah.
It's his cheek,
This
yeah.
is a complete copy of another lure that's been going on out there right now.
That's a Treckler sprinkler.
That's what it looks like. But that
Treckle sprinkler.
that style of
Treckle-
frog
Treckle?
is a
That
real
style
killer.
of frog.
It's been a killer out on the flats in the last few weeks.
Really?
Yeah, it's probably getting a little too cold for the frog bite right now, but I think I might be taking this with me next trip on the flats. It's not
Nice.
too cold. They'll still come up and bite it, so I'm gonna try it out.
Okay. Max, what did you pull out of this?
Oh yeah, I just never seen this before. It's a kind of soft bait with the spinner tail. Sounds strange bite, but it might work tomorrow.
Wow.
That's why.
Yeah.
All right, so that you're going to bring that with you
Yeah,
tomorrow.
yeah.
Okay. Soft with a little spinner tail. All right, I picked out here from my Mr. Tackle Box a blade bait. And what I like about this blade bait is instead of having two hooks on it like a regular silver buddy, it's actually have a tail spinner on it. I think that might work because that bottom one will be protected a little bit.
I'm
Get
gonna
a
need
little-
to borrow that.
Dude, pretty good. Vertical situations
On the spillway.
on the spillway.
On the spillway.
What spillway? On the up the skook?
Yep.
Yeah, on
On
the
the-
spillway.
Rip that up the spillway. I
Might
mean,
use that tomorrow. Okay.
Really effective
That'd be a
for
killer.
Japanese sea bass.
Japanese sea, really?
Yeah, yeah.
There you go.
We call it metal spin.
Okay.
might be
All
a
right.
little too warm for it.
I don't know. We'll see.
Might not.
We'll see. Showed it. What did you pick out?
Bagley crankbait.
Oh, Bagley's old school.
It's
We're going old
because
school
it's
on the
been
Bag-
always there since I started fishing, but I never caught any fish on it. So
Yeah.
I chose it.
There you go. All right. Showed up pulled the Bagleys. List. What did you pull?
I think the same as Shota.
Another Bagleys. Let me see. Oh,
Yeah,
another
this is
crankbait.
But I get a lot of buzz and other species in this crankbait.
Yeah.
Because this is good to like try because it's not easy to know the situation and
Okay.
the structure.
Yeah.
But if you use this and you can know, oh, this
You
is a
feel it.
structure.
Yeah, you can feel the
structure.
bottom with the actual bill of the crankbait.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
another amazing thing is that if you use a crankbait, like and the pop, and that's amazing.
The bite.
That bite.
Yeah,
I
it
like
stops
that.
it. I love that
Mm.
crankbait
Yeah,
bite.
yeah,
There's
you're,
nothing
you're,
better.
You're in direct contact
so
with the
stop.
lure the
Yeah.
whole time.
Yeah.
You feel it.
And
Yeah.
if you skillful enough, so you can separate which is bite and which is the stone.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Takes practice.
Does take practice.
And
That's
that's
for-
what I like. Yeah.
I like it. All right, crankbait, and then last but not least, Peter.
Yeah, the spinner bait. This spinner bait was my comfortable bait, especially in Taiwan. I mean, a lot of fish was called snakehead in Taiwan, except Taipei. I mean, you can search in every tunnel and every small river by spinner bait and can hunt the snakehead very, very easily.
Yeah.
And even when I go to maybe Japan, I also use spinner bait and I can catch the catfish.
Yeah.
China as well. So
Yeah.
that's why if I only can take 2 or 3 baits, spinner bait will be one of these.
Yeah, that's a good one. And there you have it. That's one of the reasons Mystery Tackle Box is so awesome. Puts lures in front of you that you might not normally get. Lets you try some new baits. And fellas, you get to keep all those lures that you picked. And we can try them tomorrow on the Delaware.
Take that one with you tomorrow.
Look at that.
On the Delaware.
Look at that little scent in that one too. You taking that? Yeah. I'm gonna put this back in here. Brian Carpenter, I want to tell you the first go round in new studio had some hiccups, but I liked it. I liked how it ran. Any comments, suggestions? Beck, what did you think?
No, I was watching inside with the kids. I thought it went well.
Okay.
I was.
I mean, I have a few critiques, but
Yeah.
they're all technical.
They're mostly for me.
You keep doing what you're doing, Peter. We love you.
I noticed the decor. I was looking for the Arkansas hog.
It's not done yet.
Is it coming in the
It's
studio?
coming. It is coming.
Wow.
It's coming. We're gonna hang that hog. Hang it
Head
proud.
and feet.
Hanging that
Like
hog. Hanging it proud.
He's coming.
What are we doing for the Facebook winner? We're gonna select one now, and how's that work? How does all that work?
Are we going to take a break, or what do you want to do?
Well, I don't know.
Just ride it out?
I think we may ride this one out.
Oh,
What do you
yeah.
think? Yeah.
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 We can announce it on social.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So if you participated tonight in the Facebook like and share contest, we're going to announce the winner tomorrow on the Ike Live social pages. So thank you for participating. And of course, you're going to win that great Ike Live gift bag loaded with stuff.
The guys can announce it from the water.
Maybe we should do that.
That'd
do
be
a little
pretty
live
cool.
post tomorrow.
Yeah.
That would be cool.
That'd be fun.
That would be cool.
Brian will be building a mantle.
Yeah, he will be building the
well,
middle.
The dismantle.
Yes.
So
Dismantle.
you guys can do it from
Yeah.
the water.
Well, I want to thank you guys for coming on the show tonight. It was awesome. It was a great experience to talk to you.
Thank you.
Thanks for
Get-
the invite.
Yeah, get to learn a little bit about you guys, and thanks for sharing with us. Your mission. You guys have a mission of growing the sport of bass fishing and doing it worldwide. That's a great mission. Yeah, I know. I can see you all have that same motive. So it's awesome to hear about that. Can't thank you enough for joining the show. Thanks everybody for watching tonight. Brian, we have a date on the next show. I think is going to be our Halloween special.
And
And
show number 100.
Number 100 show 100 coming up. It's going to be the Halloween special.
Indeed.
You don't want to miss it because we're not officially announcing the costumes we're wearing, but it's going to be really, really good this year.
A lot of skin, Pete.
And we're going to have
need a
some
makeup
more
artist this
in-house guests.
We will. We'll have two very special guests joining us from Tackle Warehouse. Corey and Daniel will be here to participate in our fiasco of our Halloween specials. It's going to be a good one, Pete.
And I would like to thank Corey for hooking me in the head last time he was here. And
You get hooked a lot.
And I would like to thank James Riley for hooking me in the face.
Wow. Shout out to you guys. We appreciate it.
Never give up.
We appreciate the pain and suffering that Pete goes through.
I also would like to welcome folks to watch BassU.tv on the 20th.
This
is
Sunday.
This Sunday.
This upcoming Sunday.
Great show lined up.
Mike and I are going to be hosting John Cox, the
John
FLW
Cox.
champ.
Yeah, John Cox coming in studio with us.
I mean,
be
super champion, unique fishing strategy, and just one of the nicest guys you'll ever meet. So come and visit with us and John next week.
It's going to be awesome. Okay, want to once again thank our guest, Max, Peter, List, and of course Shoda for joining us tonight. Thank you guys.
Thank you, guys.
It was awesome.
Thank you very much.
It was awesome. And the good news is we have 1 day left of fishing. And let's end the show by saying, come on.
Let's go.
fish. Thanks for watching tonight, everybody. Good night. You do it better than I do.